Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we're live and we're getting ready to roll. We're in the middle of the eye of the storm. MLS is back and it's on top of everything else. So we're basically at full capacity. Every league in world football is kicking off and we are getting set for the biggest game week of the season so far, it feels like. Here for the Deadline Show, I am, of course, Quinny, and I'm joined as ever by my co-pilot, Harry Trades. Harry, my man, good to see you.
Good to see you, mate. Yeah, it feels like it's been a while for some reason. As in, like,
a long week.
Again, yeah, we've been chatting on WhatsApp as usual, but yeah, I haven't really had any face-to-face or screen-to-screen convos. But yeah, nice to see you, mate. This is the period if you want to be playing Sorare, isn't it? Like, this is, you kind of forget about it when it's like not a thing, because like for most of the years, 50, like half and half, like Euro plays, summer plays, whatever. But yeah, this is the sweet spot now where they both carry over, and yeah, man, it's a lot, but it's also like, yeah, your lineups are full, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's a big one. And to kick off the show, as you guys know, that catch the Deadline Show every week, our lineup predictions are powered by Predictify. And guys, they have been pushing the boat out with giveaways and all sorts of stuff. Now, we're going to be drawing live on the show in the next, 5-10 minutes or so. This is last warning, last orders. If you go onto Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, at Predictify, you'll find this tweet here. And we're going to do a live giveaway here on the show. So hit a like and a retweet and a follow and all that good stuff to these guys. Sorry, don't know where that came from. That helped power the Deadline Show and keep the lights on and all that good stuff, as well as give us all our projected lineups across European and now, again, world football to get us kicked in for all the deadlines that we run through here. So support the channel, support the cause, support Predictify. Go and give it a wee like and a retweet, get involved in the giveaway. We're going to be drawing that in literally the next 5-10 minutes, and you could be getting yourself a Wilf Zaha limited card, as well as some other bits and pieces with access subscriptions and all that good stuff. But yeah, Harry, it's been a big week. I just dropped a wee video on the channel earlier today. I kind of FOMO'd and YOLO'd a wee bit and went and got some NYC cards that were just cheap as chips. I couldn't help myself.
I didn't see that. It's early for me, as you know. So yeah, I haven't seen any content updates, but yeah, looking forward to seeing that one.
Yeah, so I couldn't help myself.
Top of my screen, Quinny. Look at that.
Love it. Look at that ugly mug.
That doesn't prove I watched, then I don't know what does.
But yeah, how have you found the preparations this week? If you gave into temptation, have you stuck to the plan?
Yeah, so I kind of did my road. I only bought a couple of cards for the Road to Glory to kick it off. So we've got 6 cards in there, limited. Cost me like 80 quid. Bit of a split stack going on there, and then yeah, my rares kind of got, I wouldn't say out of hand, because I did a lot of the shopping like with those, the Euro lads that would come over, like your Denkis and your Zahas and Pasaliches and whatever. Like I saved myself a bag of money, doing that, really looking back, which was, I'm thankful for. But yeah, didn't have to, but I bought a goalkeeper, which thankfully I got in quite early to where like it won one of the first ones. It was like 5th. And then after that, it kind of went crazy. And I think it's come down a bit now price wise. So yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with what I've got. I've got no like real stars per se. I'm kind of leaving that down to my classic lads. But yeah, for me, it's all about the 4-on-1 this weekend. I'm not really too into the hot streak for this weekend specifically, just because I want to really secure a D1 for the coming weeks, or at least next week for sure. But yeah, I've done a bit of shopping. I've tried to find that, again, everyone's trying to do that, but like I'm not, I wasn't really interested in getting any of the smasher guys right now at the prices that they're at. Interested to see what happens now after the box thing goes, and yeah, I'm just really interested to see how prices sort of fluctuate after the first game, let's say, and then maybe I'll add a few of my targets who are a little bit more expensive, that way. But excuse me, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I think I've got enough to just stick around it for the first week, but like I'm not thinking I'm gonna romp anything.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I've just got everything loaded for the giveaway. So this is last orders. We're going to do this now, guys. And Predictify will reach out to you on Twitter to go and get the prizes all set for you and stuff. But this was a tweet you had to get involved with at Predictify, the MLS special giveaway one, of course. And we've got it all locked and loaded on the old X picker. So I've got it all set up. You have to be following Predictify. That was part of the stipulation, all that good stuff. And let's see who the winner is. And this is a loading bar rather than a countdown or a rolling slideshow of random entries. But here we go. And the winner is Dion at Dion0172. Congratulations to you. And you have won. Just put that on screen there for the guys at Predictify in case they want to go and grab them. Congratulations, Dion. Buzzing for you. That's some win, Harry boy, isn't it? To kick the week off, or to kick the game week off.
Boom! I listened to Zaha speak yesterday about like his journey and why he chose Charlotte, and I think I think it was Dean Smith reckons he's going to be the most fouled player in the MLS, which I can't really disagree with, but that's probably things like just put on his name.
It's such an underrated part of the scoring matrix. It's fouls.
It is for us, yeah.
Especially for guys like Zaha, those tricky wingers that like to win duels and stuff like that. If they can also get like 3 or 4 points quite happily for just getting kicked up and down the park a bit, it turns a 68 into a 72 or something.
Yeah. I mean, 5 fouls is 10 points basically, isn't it? If you want to go dual one plus the foul for a forward, so yeah, if you can get 5 fouls won a game, if you're a Zaha, that's 10 AA, floor. Never mind anything else he does from an attacking output. So obviously 5's quite a lot, but
Yeah, big time. And we take ourselves to the matchups tab. I was wondering if we'd see any MLS up at the top, but as we know, Harry, that's just a very rare occurrence, if ever. It's normally the quiet game weeks because, it's just not the way it shakes out. But as we look at it, it's quite a normal kind of Sorare looking weekend, isn't it? We see a wee bit of the China action there, and then also we've got some of the non champion teams at the top there with Benfica and Rangers, Feyenoord, of course, as well, before we get into some of the more illustrious clubs in European football, Barca, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Inter, Bayern, of course. First thoughts when you see that yourself?
I wouldn't say like the first 5 is like that worrying or scary, would you? Like, obviously we don't really have much of Shanghai anymore with Oscar gone and stuff, but we're not going to be scared of Rangers, that's a given.
Yeah.
And then Benfica played midweek. I don't think Athletic Bilbao play midweek? I don't think they did, did they? Okay, so they'll be fresh for that Valladolid game. And then Feyenoord did play midweek, got a wicked result. So they'll be buzzing. And that is a nice home fixture, I think, in the Dutch league, which, I mean, it's not that important, but there's only 4 games in the Dutch league this week. So no PSV is a miss somewhat. And then, 2 away fixtures, Barca and Leverkusen. I mean, you could, Barca are on fire right now. Like, there's AA coming off everywhere. There's DAs, there's everything, isn't there? So that is a worrisome fixture for sure. Elche flying really high, mind. That's big Affengrubbers team, by the way.
Yeah. They're at home to 17 for something, I think.
Yeah, is it Carten? Yeah, Carten, Joe, whatever they're called. I think they've got under 23 keeper, if I remember correctly. But Arsenal at home, so that's the only Prem fixture we're looking at there, right? At home to West Ham. But again, I know Noweri scored 100 last week, but outside of him, would you be that scared as a Premier League player, or you're playing in that competition? I don't know. There's going to be Declan Rice is bound to do something. Okay, let's just make that very clear early on. But I don't know, mate. What about you? What's your thoughts?
It's quite open, isn't it? I was kind of feeling that myself, picking my own lineups and doing lineup builder with the members last night. There's not that many games where it's like, oh, brilliant, you've got exposure to that game, you're going to be fine. There's wee bits of maybe just oh, that guy will score, or maybe even the Declan Rice element, like you mentioned there. But I think Feyenoord, that's going to be party time in Rotterdam at home to Almere, lambs to the slaughter and the waiting. So the fans should be on full form, and that will just push the players. I think that's a really good actual and nice midweek dynamic for once, rather than the whole fatigue and rotation risk situation. And it kind of dies out, doesn't it, when you scroll down? It's just wacky and wonderful teams everywhere.
Literally.
Now, just pure breaking it up.
Colo Colo, Junior, Swiss League, Monterrey. I know Monterrey has a couple of cards, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem as full as it could maybe be. I know we're still at 60% this year, which is still a high percentage to win a game of football on paper, but it's just I don't know. It's just kind of diluted, isn't it, by a lot of the teams that don't have any say in season, for example, in a lot of the contender regions or league, and 20 played last night. They did 120 minutes, so that's kind of worrying for me for once. And then we get to our should have been another MLS fixture before that. Oh, there is, Chicago. And then we get into the MLS lads at about 62. So, Yeah, I don't know. There's still a lot of fixtures to work. That's the problem. Like, there is a lot of fixtures, and it's like, just because it doesn't have a 70% at the front, that doesn't mean that a guy can't score an 80 or an 85 or 100. Like, you can't really disregard it because of that. But yeah, as far as like, fuller stacks go, if we're talking fives and maybe fours, getting a clean sheet, getting a 3 goal scored, so your forward guys get DAs, that's when it becomes quite tough. Those are like the unrealistic elements of this this tab, because someone's going to do it. It's just very hard to really pick out who.
Yeah, it's anyone's game. It feels like across all the competitions, anti-stacks are in play as well. I think there's an All-Star Open as well, and obviously all the usuals on top of that. So yeah, fantastic. And the chat's flying, guys. I'm doing my best to keep up all the fist bumps on arrival to all the heroes and legends that are joining us. As ever, the Sorare scouts and managers turning up in force on YouTube. Again, there's a bunch of these joining us already. We're only on 55 likes, but we've just started the show, so that's a good start. But we need to get to that magic 100 first of all, guys. As you know already, Sorare own and control the internet. They know you're here. They want to make sure that you're supporting the channel by smashing that like button, help out me and Harry Trades. And maybe we'll find some more Sorare scouts and managers to come and join the party, and we'll be able to get some more of that last minute intel before we fire ourselves towards the deadline. What we're going to do with the show today is we're just going to do the usual running order, but we're going to add MLS in at 6th after we do the Champion Euro stuff, because we also have the Best of Europe series this week has a special guest in MLS. So it's actually a 6-league competition. The prizes on that are supercharged as well. I had a video going out yesterday breaking that down. There's $500 on top, $5,000 across 500 places paid out in market credits, which normally when they do this stuff, double check the T's and C's, but I'm 99% sure those market credits are 100% usable on cards. You don't need to mix them with cash or anything like that. Max 1 in season limited. So it's a good competition. And so we'll just kind of put MLS on in that frame as well. By that time, there'll probably be more of these here. MLS is kind of the center of the universe right now. So normally by the time we get to that point of the show, all of these are here and everyone will get to see kind of MLS all together. But I think we'll start off with the Prem, because it was quite open outside of that Arsenal game, wasn't it, Harry boy? We'll put Arsenal West Ham on screen first, since that was the big game, because collection play is coming in big time for me here. Mikel Merino is the centre forward for Arsenal. Who would have thought it?
Mate, mental. I watched the game as well. He came off the bench and just bagged 2 goals out of nothing. It was mental, honestly. Really good finishes as well. Yeah,
a unit.
They found their number 9.
So yeah, taking playing midfielders in all positions to a new level. I don't know if it's quite Fabregas-esque, because Merino is a bit more of a statured man, let's say, than Fabregas, but it's quite funny to see in a few ways. Quite a strong team from front to back, to be honest with you. An Arsenal stack might work this week. I can see that happening against Graham Potter West Ham here without Paquetá, without Carlos Soler, 2 of my guys. But otherwise, quite a strong team. Evan Ferguson, I don't know if that's a debut, but January signing. You'd fancy Arsenal to do well in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to ignore, isn't it? Like, it is a great fixture, but bit of a derby game, London derby, and they won't want to roll over West Ham, but they'll know it's a tough day at the office. But like, yeah, did they score 3 Arsenal? Probably. There's probably a decent chance that happens, right? It's just who collects the DAs. Is Gabriel get his head on a Declan Rice corner? Like, that's the most ideal situation. You just got to run through those things in your head, like what actually is the most probable to kind of happen.
Just catching up with the chat. I'm with you on that. Could be a good one. Also, as you were saying there, London derby, I was like, oh yeah, this could end up just being a mad stinking 0-0 game. Kind of forgetting Graham Potter's the West Ham manager, but traditionally West Ham have maybe not been too far off having that kind of game plan at their disposal, as it were. But we'll fire on. This is Leicester Brentford on screen now. Quite a good one for Leicester, you'd think, in general terms of their Premier League fixture list. Like, how many games do they fancy themselves in? If you get me, at home at Brentford is surely one of them. And then this is the Brentford team, which, Brentford again away to Leicester, they're going to be licking their lips. It's kind of an open one.
I think this comes up quite high, to be fair. When I was building lineups yesterday, like you and Burmos and Damsgaards and etc. I don't know. Leicester at home, but I still worry about Brentford. Who did Brentford beat last week? It was West Ham, wasn't it? I think I remember saying like that, even though I think they were away as well. I can't remember, but regardless, I'm sure they got a result against West Ham, and I don't know. They just seem to be quietly going about their business, Brentford, right now again. Like, not conceding a ton, just kind of churning a few results.
Yeah, Yeah, I think Brentford will probably win it, but I see Leicester at home to this team. I think, well, Leicester might be up for it. They could do halfway okay,
they'll
but
be up for it.
Yeah, but Brentford are probably too good ultimately. Everton versus Man United, the David Moyes revenge game of all. Will this be the last time at Goodison, or is this at the new stadium? Paul was in the chat earlier. I know Paul's a toffee. Feel free to catch me up. But I know it was the last, Merseyside derby at Goodison not long ago.
Yeah, it's got to be a Goodison, hasn't it? I think, but I mean, it's no better time to play United, is there? Really?
New stadium.
New stadium. I feel like we've said that all year, mind. But why wouldn't you fancy yourselves? Against a struggling United side who. Are you really scared of any of those players? Like, really?
Why is Dorgu in the front three? Like, that's not the plan for him, was it? I thought he was left back.
Yeah, he should be. He should be one of the wing backs, right? But, mate, honestly, it's just a shambles. I don't even know what to say. Like, genuinely.
It's wild, isn't it? Who did they draw in they drew Sociedad in the Europa League, so that'll be great. I'll be trolling Man United now for the next couple of weeks, big time. But then got Bournemouth, everyone's favourite dark horse these days, at home to Wolves. And 50-50 on Tavernier or Brooks, but otherwise the team looks pretty 90% nailed on all around, which is quite cool for some of the main players.
Yeah,
it's a really good team
on punch. Yeah, this could be stackable. For Premier League, I think the Bournemouth lad, there's so many options up front as well. Like 3 forward cards there in Dango, Cliver, and Semenyo, and then you've got 3 mids, and then the defense. Sent to the shot. He'll be Ronaldo's maid or something soon. I guarantee you, Ronaldo will just take him in and just say, "Look, the football career didn't work out." But, remember when he had his back in that Piers Morgan interview? He was like, Dalot's the only one that works hard. He's the one that could kick on and stuff. And
I was just thinking there, see when he becomes because Ronaldo, when he retires, as we know already, is going to be going after Mr. Brees throne as the top YouTuber in the world. So Diego Dallo might be like one of those sidekicks that's in all the YouTube videos.
You'll be one of his, like one of his squad members.
The butt of the jokes and stuff, and just is always there to...
just to lick Ronaldo's ass, basically.
Yeah. So I think both teams scored in this one, Harry. I know Bournemouth, probably our favourites to win, probably get the win. But what are we talking about here? A 4-2, a 3-1?
I mean, it's not out of the realm, is it, for Wolves to score with the firepower they have? But Bournemouth keep it tight, though. They really do. They keep the ball for so long. But I can't disregard Quinny and stuff. There's still that type of team does score against some of the better sides in the league as well. So score win probably for Bournemouth, isn't it?
Yeah. Fulham Palace feels like quite an open game in a similar way to Bournemouth Wolves, but maybe less kind of muscle and more just kind of guys that run and shoot in both teams.
Very direct. You've got fancy Fulham always when they're at home, I think. Palace aren't up to much. Is Eze sort of maybe going to start?
60%.
I don't know. Sar's kind of gone off the boil. I know Wharton's back, and they've got a few pieces back, which really help. But Sar's gone off the boil. I can't remember if Mateta scored in the last couple. He might have, but I don't want to disregard him.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he's doing fine, isn't he? And then as they come off the bench, I think last 2. So if those 3 are on it, maybe. Toby's a Bournemouth fan. Love that. I really struggled to see anything other than a Fulham win there. I think it's like a low-scoring Fulham win.
Interesting. I think high-scoring game for that.
Do you?
Feels like
Okay, I like it.
Ipswich at home to Spurs. Now, Spurs had no midweek football again. That seemed to serve them pretty well last weekend as they beat Man United. And they go away now to Ipswich. They are going to be facing... Who did I see Tottenham got in the Europa League? Oh, I can't remember. But I fancy them to go to the final because the draw looks quite good for them. But anyway, they're going to be buzzing. They've had a full week of training. This team looks pretty all-out attack as well. Proper Ange Ball situation here away to Ipswich. Jed Spence, I don't know if you've seen his L2, but he has been working.
Flying, isn't he?
Yeah, he has been working. Him and Pedro Porro. Tottenham might be a stack and a half, by the way, for this one. No clean sheet needed.
I didn't realise. Brent. I know Brennan was back, but I didn't think he'd be on to start. That's interesting. That's maybe throwing a little spanner in the works for me.
Last I seen this, it was Odobert. So I don't know if something's came out this morning. When was the last updated? A day ago, or maybe it was yesterday I looked at it. But Last I seen it was Odobert in this position. So
Interesting.
yeah, maybe something's came out.
Yeah, something must have happened there.
Southampton at home at Brighton, South Coast derby. Should be a good one for Brighton. This is the Southampton team. Big Paul's on to play. Sulemana as well. Maybe if Southampton get their act together, it's not impossible. But Brighton are doing all right. Matoma rinsing Chelsea last week as well. He'll be buzzing. I've got him in a wee team. And there's the Brighton lineup.
It's definitely not out of the realm, is it, for Southampton to score against Brighton? I know Brighton battered Chelsea, didn't they, last game, mine? But before that, you would never have saw that coming, I don't think.
No. It was definitely well, we said it going into it. It was a real, like, the last time Brighton played Chelsea, Palmer scored 4 goals or something. It was one of those. It was like we expected Chelsea to do really well. Chelsea are playing Aston Villa this weekend, and Aston Villa are maybe finding their best selves, by the way. January transfers have hit the ground running in a big way. And this team, like, the defense is still like not like top end Prem level, you would say on paper, but a really strong team, and at home. Unai Emery ball. I think they would fancy anyone coming to town. And Kunku to start up front. This is the Chelsea team.
Chelsea have, like, I've just got a weird feeling about Chelsea right now. I feel like they've really just deflated, like, in their season. Like, they just really, like, the graph really pumped. I feel like we're dumping a little bit. I don't know why. Like, I mean, Palmer maybe not scoring in a couple or doing anything in a couple has been probably at the heart of that. The injuries as well. They've had a couple of injuries recently, haven't they, with Jackson, being out for the season and whatever, or late season, and goalkeeper change. I don't know. Something's switched, and for the worse for me.
Is it Trevor Chalobah
get a game? I don't mind Chalobah. I think he's I don't mind him. I think he's a decent player. I think he was kind of wrong. Yeah, sort of shouldn't have really went on loan in the first place, but. And Kunku up front, like, I rate Kunku, but like, he hasn't played a game all season really. Like, I don't know, something's off. And Villa at home, like, I can't see anything but a Villa win here.
Yeah,
with the front four they've got. What'd you say? Sorry,
they'll outscore Chelsea for me.
Yeah. With that front foot, like, I know we're not the biggest Rashford fans, but he's looked okay recently. So maybe new lease of life and whatever. And could you really ask for much more on a front four in the Prem? Like. Got a bit of everything there, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like,
Watkins and Mallon are great wee poachers. Rogers loves to drive, and Rashford's meant to have a bit of X factor. But let's see. Even behind it, Ramsey and Asensio, like, so.
Asensio's looked good as well, hasn't he?
Love Asensio, big Asensio guy. Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you there. I wasn't too sure how to feel about this, but yeah, no, looking at Chelsea, I think Villa outscore them essentially in this game. I'm not too sure what that means ultimately, but. I think that'll be the way it shakes out. I felt kind of weirdly confident for Newcastle coming into this weekend. They're at home at Nottingham Forest, which maybe is a bit of a thing, but I don't know. This is a team as it's looked to go out. Dubravka 60% over Pope, but otherwise the rest of the team is firmly quite nailed on. And this is the Forest lineup, which looks back to full strength actually, with Callum Hudson-Odoi back in the building and a return to that 4-2-3-1 shape. Last week it was a different shape, wasn't it? And
yeah,
there was no Hudson-Odoi.
Like
Yeah,
this is, I don't know. These two are like really similar right now, aren't they, in the Prem? Like, as far as like how their leagues have gone, sort of, caliber of players. Isak versus Chris Wood. Who would have thought those two would have been the showdown? But it is, and Chris Wood firmly deserves to be in that conversation. I mean, Newcastle at home though is tough, isn't it? It's a tough ground to go in.
Sorry, Harry. I think you just get kicked out there. I think I can explain it, but because as we all know, Sorare own and control the internet. I don't think they're too happy because they're looking, Harry. There's over 207 people on YouTube right now. There's a bunch of people on Twitter and X and Twitch as well. And on YouTube, we've only got 78 likes. So, guys, we've upset the overlords of the internet here. So, if you haven't done so already, take the phone out of your pocket, change the tab on your screen, whatever you need to do. Smash the like button, guys. We need to get to 100 if we want to make sure we're picking the right captains and we're not going to get any bad luck this game week. But yeah, Harry, you were just saying Isak v Wood is the odd shootout head-to-head forward situation for the Prem.
Yeah, who would have thought? But yeah, I just can't. I can't see past Newcastle though. In a probably tight, but they just edge it for me, I think.
And then it's a big one of the game week or the weekend for the Prem. Man City playing Liverpool, top of the table clash or not, depends how you think of it, really, I suppose. And City, man, on the ropes big time. They need a win in this game in more ways than one. And looking at that lineup, I don't know how confident they'll be. Gonzalez has hit the ground running by all accounts, hasn't he? But I don't know. City just feel like you were saying about Chelsea. City feel very much in the same way now, don't they?
Yeah, I think there's a drop. Well, there's just been an obvious drop off, hasn't there? And yeah, this just feels like there's too much unrest in that camp without being in it. Like, you know, with unfortunate like Pep situation, and then it seemed like all the old guards. Obviously, you know, Walker's left. I think they're just waiting for that season just to be done. It feels like, and just they can all just pop off to their Barca's and Milans and wherever, you know, all the big guns end up moving. Like, and yeah, Liverpool just seem too much of a, you know, just sort of a core. Like they've just got too much sort of going for them in the right direction, I would say. Even though, tell me you saw Darwin Núñez's miss.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
he's got that in him. He's been doing that for years.
Oh mate, he's been doing that for donkeys, haven't he? Like mate, he kills me. I could have done with that Szoboszlai assist, but
yeah,
nah, mate, I can't see past Liverpool here. I think they'll just turn them over big time.
I think so. It's much more of a team there, isn't it? Much more of a well-oiled kind of operation there right now. We'll jump into the Bundesliga next. We'll kind of fly through this a wee bit quicker. We've got Freiburg at home to Werder Bremen. Quite an open game if you've got cards for either team. Both teams have kind of little individual stud cards, as we call it here, like Grifo, Doan, the goalkeeper maybe, and the Bremen, the Freiburg squad. And for Bremen, Dutch and Andre Silva joining the support for the attack here, as well as a few other guys in defence and whatever. We see them all the regular faces are there for them. Gladbach at home at Augsburg could be decent for any of the Gladbach stackers. There's the team there, and Augsburg on screen now as well. I think this is
one Matsima. Chances of that, by the way.
Yeah, I did see you win that. That was
when was that? I can't remember. Tuesday, maybe.
Yeah,
it was. Because I had two Bundesliga lads. He was a tier 2 from Champ. Like we were waxing lyrical about him on the deadline show, and then he pops up. So that was probably the Sorare gods listening. You know, as you say, they do control the internet. So yeah, I'm not surprised that fell into my Sorare gallery.
I think one of the best games for Champ this midweek is going to this weekend. Sorry, is probably Leverkusen away to hosting Kiel. Again, no midweek action, no cup game, no Champions League, no nothing for Leverkusen. And having drawn 0-0 with Bayern Munich last weekend, like going away to hosting Kiel, and then it's going to be Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich in the Champions League next stage as well. If any has missed a draw, but I think like Leverkusen could rinse hosting Kiel here. They're just and they're going to be kicking in at this point of the season now, still competing in free competitions. The squad's been well managed to this point, but this is a game where they want to get the win, and they've not got that kind of fatigue coming in from a fixture pile up or whatever. There's a hosting Kiel team. But yeah, I think it could be a big one for Leverkusen, Grimaldo and co. Mainz at home to St. Pauli. Mainz's team is here. St. Pauli's team here as well. Wolfsburg at home to Bochum. Again, it's just the same kind of team we see. There's a Roroslev. He's moved in from the Prem in January. And Bochum, Tim Orman, that wee random guy I won playing right back. Dortmund at home at Union Berlin. This could be good for Dortmund. They just about got through midweek, didn't they? They had a good first leg with Sporting Lisbon. And I can't remember how the game was. It 0-0 midweek? I can't remember. I don't think it was that great. Sporting Lisbon rotated quite a lot.
Yeah, I don't even remember myself. That Daniel Svensson mind has come in and started 3 games from Nordjylland, like straight in. So
the Nordjylland collection, man. It's there's a guy at Anderlecht now as well, and there's a few other ones that have really shifted
Lucas Hay, I think it is. Yeah, they're all kind of sort of moving on, I guess.
There's the Union Berlin team for anyone who wants to see it. Leipzig at home at Heidenheim. Now, I think Leipzig are a wee sneaky when I tried to get a wee stack out here because I've got a Baku, I've got an Openda, I've got a Haidara. So I tried to get them in a wee team together somewhere for the fun. They're at home at Heidenheim. This is their team on screen.
Yeah, I like that. Good fixture.
Yeah, should be goals, you know. Bayern Munich versus Eintracht Frankfurt, first versus third. The team has been updated. Oh, Olise is starting centre forward. No Harry Kane. Leroy Sané, Kingsley Coman on to start on the wings. And of course, Musiala, Kimmich in the middle. It looks like Pavlovic will accompany them. The hero from Tuesday, Alphonso Davies, looks to start alongside Conrad Leimer, Hiroki Ito, Kim Min-jae. Quite a strong Bayern team, but no Harry Kane is a huge miss for them, I think.
Yeah, that does change things a little bit, doesn't it? I know Kimmich didn't train today, which I was a bit worried about, but they reckon it's kind of a bit more load management. There we go. Update 2. Upamecano had to stop training. So yeah,
back problems. That's him out for a while.
Yeah, no upper for me this weekend, so that's frustrating. But I don't know. Frankfurt, they're a decent team. They're third in the league, I think. So they'll want all their big guns available if possible. And yeah, firepower, man. Like without, I'm not saying Upamecano is like the best defender in the world, but they'll probably concede their Bayern, I think now.
Yeah, I think Frankfurt could give us a wee shock potentially. This is because Bayern, like without Kane, like as I've just seen firsthand as being a Celtic, like they weren't that didn't cut us open up for fun. And Kane was a bit of a difference in the first leg, and then in the first half he made one of their better shots. So again, if Frankfurt keep their noses clean, as it were, like they could do all right.
Yeah.
Hoffenheim at home to Stuttgart. This is the Hoffenheim team. Your man Bischoff is still in the building. And then there's the Stuttgart team.
Yeah, tough game though. Tough game.
Yeah. La Liga. Celta Vigo are at home to Osasuna. This is the Celta Vigo team. Oh, Aspas was on to play. Now he's not. So watch out for that, anyone. Osasuna team is on screen here. Deportivo Alaves. I don't know if you've seen this last week, Harry, but Carlos Elena and Joan Jordan got double decisive last week together.
Did they really? No, I didn't see that.
Both of them smashed 70s and 80s, 2 decisives each. I didn't see the highlights yet, but it might have been like direct assist and goal between the two of them for twice.
Did you get in on it?
I've still got Joan Jordan. I've not got Elena anymore, and I went to go and get him, but I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm going to buy him. He's just going to be the same guy again that he's always been. So,
remember that? That was like, yeah, that's like OG me and you debate. That is, if anyone remembers the Carlos Elena one, that is like, you've been around for a while.
Yeah, so he's maybe back. He may be back.
That's amazing.
They're playing Espanyol, so maybe I've just cursed it into happening for anyone that's got them. I've put JJ in a team, but I say no Elena. Vallecano at home to Villarreal. Vallecano, by the way, are no pushovers again this year. All their players are pretty solid. This Moomin guy, who is former Nordisland, I've been talking up on the show, he has got a really good L10, L15 building up. So actually a pretty decent scorer. A few decent cards here, but they're just not that glamorous or exciting, Vallecano, but they get their AA done. This is a Villarreal team. Pino and Baena on the wings. Feels vintage. Sergi Cardona in the building as well. He was rinsing. And yeah, could be a decent one. Valencia home to Atletico Madrid. And 5 at the back. We have a mix-up for this manager. Hugo Duro 50-50. Atletico Madrid, who will be playing Real Madrid in the next round of the Champions League, which is another, just a bit of a meh European, tie, isn't it? So you don't want to see that. You want to see something a bit mixed up, But anyway, quite a strong team. Lorente in centre mid is great news for me. And yeah, it could be okay this game, score-wise. Barca are now level on points with Real Madrid at the top of La Liga. Neck and neck it's now gotten. They're away to Las Palmas. This is the team. Oh, Dani Olmo's maybe coming into the fold. Watch out for that. But we've got Rafinha and Yamal, Harry Trades and Quinny on each wing here for this one. Big Louis up front. Who's Lewandowski? I guess that would be Net, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it has to be after his buy.
Yeah. I was thinking who would Laird would be in this team, but Laird's not got any of these guys, has he? Laird is a Chesney guy, isn't he?
Laird was a João Felix guy, wasn't he, until he moved. So I'll give him that. He's on loan. Laird's on loan.
Laird's on loan.
On loan, Laird.
This is the Las Palmas team that they'll be facing off against. All the main players are there for them. Barca, I think Barca won that quite well. Again, no midweek for Barca. They finished top 8 in the Champions League, and no Copa del Rey or anything, so they're cruising into this one. Athletic Club are lining up here. Both the Williams look to be back. Guruzeta. I don't know if you've seen this guy, Jora Geezer. He's got the minerals, Harry. He's a wee under 23 to watch out for. Ooh, he's got a good little L5, L10 building. He came on the radar last night with one of the members that had unearthed him, so he's one to watch out for. Unai Simon in the building, and they're playing Valladolid. This is the Valladolid team. Nothing really to say about them. Real Madrid against Girona. Now, I can tell you from personal experience, Tati Castellanos got a hat-trick in this fixture one time. but that is the outlier. Girona against Real Madrid is always Real Madrid one-way traffic. It feels like, even with this rotated team, I wouldn't, if I have Real Madrid cards, I wouldn't really be worried about much, to be honest with you. The front three are going to be on it after slaying Man City on Wednesday, Tuesday. I forget what day it was now. So, yeah, I just think it's going to be one-way traffic. Paulo Gazzaniga concede a free, give away a penalty, maybe error led to goal as well. Arthur Melo is going to be in the midfield engine room, getting overran. And yeah, it's not going to be a good one for the Girona boys, I don't think. Getafe at home to Betis. Borja Mayoral back in the building. Sorare. And I knew this was going to happen. They signed Juan Bernat, right, who's a left back, come right back, that most people will know from playing at Bayern and PSG or whatever. But this guy, Bordalas, who is the Getafe manager, like, consistently plays like 8 defenders in the team. He's playing him at left mid.
No.
So it's like, literally, Aaron Barry is like the only midfielder. This guy's a right back, I'm pretty sure, as well, by the way. And then they've got 2 forwards, Mayoral and Wanme. So it's just proper vibes. Jenny's a centre back. Rico is a centre back. It's just fun to see. Found our shooting boot spot with Anthony joining the club. Isco's back in form, and Cucho Hernandez looks to get a start in this one. So I don't know if I'd be back in a Getafe clean sheet necessarily. I think Betis have got a bit of form for scoring at the moment. But yeah, there we go. There's that. Sociedad, Leganés. Oh, Sociedad are just boiling my piss these days. But this is the team that's expected to play. Braze played 90 minutes on Thursday. I don't think Braze is that keen on starting or that likely to start. It's probably the best way of putting it. Don't know who it will be, to be honest with you, but I think the rest of the team's quite nailed. They're playing Leganés. This is the Leganés team. And finally in La Liga, we have Sevilla at home to Mallorca. Juanelu Sanchez is like coming of age. He's kind of kicking on a gear. I think he's a defender card, under 23. And his score last week, or his scores recently, have been off the charts. I don't know if it's because he's a defender card and that's kind of helping into it a little bit. But he might be the guy to kind of help get Seville back up and running, as it were. Luke Barry's in to start there as well. So a lot of you guys are holding him. And here is the Mallorca team. And that'll be La Liga. Dive into Serie A. We'll thrash through this one as well. So we've got Lecce at home to Udinese. This is Lecce's team. Udinese, Tovan is there. Kellenkamp got like man of the match or player of the week or something last week, which is interesting. He's in the front 3. So he might actually be up to something. So watch out for that. Parma at home to Bologna. Sorry, and you go, Harry?
I was just going to say, Kellenkamp's been scoring really well. I think he scored 2 and 2.
Oh, has he? Well, there you go. I hadn't checked his SO5, but I knew like timeline he was getting some love. So that's good to know. This is the Bologna team. Venezia playing Lazio. This is the Venezia team.
Just and a pick mix, isn't it? Of just players from everywhere.
Zaccagni's been on great form, and for my best of Europe, Zaccagni was my top pick to go and get as a limited, but I couldn't quite get one. I had like a budget of like £8 or £9. It was like 11 or 12. I couldn't quite get a trade on the go for it, but Zaccagni is going to rinse this game week 80 or more. Heard it here first. And yeah, Lazio kicking on at the moment. They get a good draw in the Europa League as well, if memory serves me right. No midweek actions for them. They'll be coming to us quite fresh. And then we've got Torino versus AC Milan. Battle of 2 of my favourite goalkeepers. Cesare Casadi coming in from Chelsea. He's in the engine room there to replace Ilic, who's not went to Russia about 5 times over. And this is the Milan team, which is egg all over their face right now after getting eliminated by Feyenoord, and really should be putting on a show in this game. Like, they should be under a lot of pressure. But Milan, I don't know if they've got the backbone to put on a big show after that in the midweek. It feels like this could be a bit of a letdown game, maybe.
Yeah, I've recently seen like Pulisic and Leao have been like rotated out every weekend game. They don't seem to start like the last, let's call it like 2 or 3. I don't know what makes them as nailed as this time around. I guess Pulisic is only on 70, but that's been a thing. And I don't know. I mean, obviously they've been playing midweek is something to do with that, but just to be a bit cautious on that, maybe.
Yeah, good shout. Inter at home to Genoa. Looks like one of the greater games in Champ that we've seen so far. Backup goalkeeper Josep Martinez is in. No Jan Sommer. So watch out for that. If any are holding the card, rub your hands together and get him in a team. Joaquin Correa, a rare start for him as well. He'll probably do really well. He has cards. Kalinoglu, Zielinski, Pavard. Como Napoli. This is the Como team. My little stack is in there. And they're playing Napoli, who are still doing the 3-5-2 thing, which is good, interesting to see. Don't know how to think of it, but there you go. It's still kind of 4-3-3 if you look at it, because Politano on the right with Di Lorenzo here, and then Spinazzola. That could be like a back four, and then you could just move Politano up to a front three with the other ones. So it's still kind of the same teams, maybe just a different angle on tactically how he's kind of shaping the team. Hellas Verona, Fiorentina.
My boy Adley's been bombed out, it seems.
Yeah, happens all the time, doesn't it, to him? He doesn't seem to ever get a run anywhere.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I think he got red carded, he did, and then he's just kind of, lost his mojo a little bit.
Zaniolo want to start again. Lucas Beltran in there as well. Empoli Atalanta. This is the Empoli team. Atalanta again, egg on their face after getting kicked out of the Champions League by Brugge. Liberato Cacace to start on the left is always fun to see. There's a few fun players in this team. Atalanta, but like what I said about AC Milan, I think Atalanta could do. Like Atalanta could win this game 5-0 and just like course correct a little bit. But did you see all the stuff with Lookman being the worst penalty taker Gasparini's ever seen?
What's all that about? That was a bit rude, wasn't it? I thought
he was raging. Yeah, absolutely raging.
He got sacked, didn't he? Or no?
No.
He didn't get sacked. No.
I don't think so. But if he did, I've missed it. But I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe he didn't. But I don't know. I had that in my head for some reason.
But yeah, the penalty taker gave the ball to Lookman and said, "I want you to take it."
Wow.
And then he missed. And I've seen someone else share a penalty he took for Fulham or something like that, and it was genuinely the worst penalty I've ever seen. And the post was like, "Guys, get a point," or I can see where you're coming from, like. So
yes, he hasn't just like thought of that from nowhere,
He might actually be terrible at pen. Yeah, Rasko Masaki's backing us up here on that. Adley's injured.
Okay.
Soon.
Interesting.
We've got Cagliari versus Juve. This is Cagliari. This is Juve. Oh, no Coop minors, it says here. That's a kick in the teeth for me.
King Coop.
No, he's not really been the king of anything since he's went there, to be honest with you.
Baby Coop's taken over, I think.
Yeah. This is the Roma team. They're at home to Monza. This Roma team is very unrecognisable. It's a Monday night game. I'm not sure there'll be that much rotation, but it looks like there's going to be a fair whack of it. This is the Monza team. I might need to watch my Angelino. I've got him in a top priority lineup. And then the last one we've got in Champ is France. So we've got Rennes at home to Reims. Pardon me. Mandanda's back in the building, Harry. I'm getting a wee bit of utility out of him.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw Charlie say he bought one for like £4 or something in your chat yesterday. I was laughing.
Ito and Nakamura for and Teddy Twema for the Reims team. We then get Lille at home at Monaco, a clash of the French Titans. There's the Lille team. Here's Monaco's. Oh, Charles Henrique, I might play it. I don't know if that's a good game, is it? We then get Saint Etienne against Angers. This is the Saint Etienne team. This is Angers. And then we've got Auxerre at home to Marseille. I think Marseille have got a sneaky good match as well. It's away from home, so maybe it's a wee bit muted, but I think like it's Guiri season, big time. Like Benacer's nailed. You still got him?
Still got him, yeah. I've got a little mini Marseille stack. I've got Guiri, Greenwood, and Benacer in a little stack.
Nice. That could be really good in Champ. Nantes at home to Lens. Oh, it's all whiteouts here, but it's the Coquelins in midfield. Wow. Douglas Augusto, some guy called Coconut on one side, Amiens on the other, Moses Simon, Ablin up front. They're playing Rennes, and Elanoue, Diouf, Thomason is in midfield, Agbon Nifo, Nzola, Zarue up front, Medina, Sarr, Gradient, that might be a translation, and Ruben Aguilar's back, and right back, Ryan in goals. So that's quite fun.
Yeah, he came back last week. I only know because I have a little random card of his, but yeah, he is back.
Nice. This is the Le Havre team. They're at home to Toulouse. This is the Toulouse team. Nice Montpellier. Harry boy, how are you feeling about this?
This is the week, Quinny. This is it. If I can't win this week, then I might as well just shut up shop forever, I think.
So?
Well, I mean, on paper, it's but I've got them in with Kimmich. So watch Kimmich just DMP now because he didn't train today. So I'm sort of patiently waiting for that to happen. I've got a 4-man with Kimmich in there. Can't ask for much more, can you? At home to Montpellier. Like, I know Tedgy and that is dangerous on his day. But I don't know. I think in the like they've turned a corner recently. Last couple, not to say they're keeping clean sheets, but they're not. But they're scoring goals, so I'd be surprised if they don't score a couple here, though.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Montpellier fighting for their life, so who knows what kind of performance we get for that. Strasbourg at home to Brestois. After getting double humped off a PSG, 2 legs of the Champions League, Brest will be glad to be done with that. Barco want to start, Harry boy?
Yeah, got mine loaded. He scored like an 85 last week. Yeah,
Nice.
got himself an assist. He's can't remember. I don't think he's on set pieces. I could be wrong, but I know Bakwa is back, so he'll probably take over them. He actually assisted him, but yeah, decent game for Strasbourg.
He's against Kenny Lala head-to-head this game week, so we'll see what he's made of. Can he cut it? And then we've got Lyon versus PSG. Huge game in France. This is the Lyon team. Cherky season, I think, is all we're caring about, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the PSG lineup.
Tough game, though. Like, not to say like PSG aren't favourites, but Lyon are, quietly going about their business as well at home. I think this will be a bit tighter than maybe you'd want if you're a PSV stan.
Yeah, could be.
PSG,
I think,
sorry,
like,
not PSV.
the clean sheet's the shaky part of that, isn't it? Because Lyon should punch them in the face once or twice, But that front three, like, I don't give Lyon much chance at outscoring them. Is kind of where I fall on it.
Yeah, big time.
Guys, we're at 108 likes. There's about 230, 240 of you joining us on YouTube. If we could get to 150 likes, it just makes sure that no one in the live chat is going to get the wrong captain. It just makes sure any boxes that we open, and I've actually degened into another MLS player or two this morning, so I've got 2 MLS boxes to open before we get to the deadline. But we need to make sure we get all that luck in, guys. So smash the like button, please. Support the show, because the next thing we've got to go on from Predictify, who power the lineups for us here, is MLS. MLS is back, baby, and it's going to be the biggest season ever of MLS, Harry. It feels like coming into this, like I said it when I did the MLS video on the channel, I think back in like December or something, but it feels like MLS is like fully in pre-World Cup mode, where they're trying to get every team to be as like pretty decent as they can be ahead of like obviously next year, where it'll be all eyes on them on World Cup year. And yeah, this feels like the Apple thing, Messi second, like this is the biggest season ever of MLS in so many levels for me. How the day is now finally here. How you feeling?
No, I'm excited, mate, to be fair. Yeah, it feels like a long time coming. But yeah, 30 team league. Obviously San Diego have joined to even that out, which is nice, and they're coming in with a really, really good squad. Like, not to say they're going to win anything off the bat, but like they're coming in with some real firepower. They've thrown a lot of money around. So, mate, honestly, yeah, it's probably the most exciting season. And in a way, like I kind of like the fact that Galaxy have had so many injuries and like being depleted, because that's the thing with the MLS. Like whoever wins the year before probably doesn't do anything the next year most of the time, just because of the turnover and how players leave. Obviously, players unfortunately get injured, and the nature of this year is, I'm not saying it's wide open, but like there's like you couldn't really pick a clear, wow, this team are just unbelievable on paper, So outside of Messi and stuff, but I'm excited. There's quite a few front runners that I'm gonna watch this weekend and keep an eye on their set piece takers and how they're playing and stuff, and really analyze how the league's gonna go and stuff. But yeah, so excited for it.
And we'll start off with the new boys, the expansion team. This is the San Diego expected lineup. Paddy McNair in at centre back. It feels like he's a MLS meme became reality. Luca De La Torre in attacking midfield. They've got a front three that all have cards already. Chucky Lozano, the main man, the star player, of course, of the franchise. And they're away to the reigning holders, LA Galaxy. And what will be a California derby of sorts. Don't let's see how ferocious it is or whatever. But former Aberdeen striker Christian Ramirez is leading the line in front of Marco Royce and Gabriel Peck, which is just funny to see. They've got a guy called Sanabria, which is not the Sanabria we all know, but there you go. And then, we recognise the majority of this team, except for the goalkeeper. Never heard of him in my life. Micevic.
Yeah, he actually bought his card last year. He's under 23, and somehow he's going to start this year. So I've lucked out because he didn't start last year. Well, he started a couple, but he had a Barney towards the end of the season because he wanted to play, and they were like, no. But they paid £1 million for him, like a year and a half ago or something. And yeah, it's never really got a run. But they reckon, according to this, has only happened in the last couple of days. Like one of the LA accounts on Twitter were basically saying, like, yeah, it's very clear. It's very clear that Mikovic is going to start. So yeah, Rip McCarthy, because he came, like, that news came out before like cards were being sold. So there would have definitely been a couple of, now this is not guaranteed, 65, whatever, but yeah, like McCarthy was getting sold at number 1 for a while, I'd say a couple of days at least. So yeah, weird dynamic there.
It just shows you how short-term the memory is, but because before McCarthy got that job, he was not considered number 1 capable at all. It was a real shock that they were going to just roll with him. It was like, what are they doing? And then obviously ends up doing quite well off the back of it, winning the league or whatever. Oh, we've been kicked out. There we go. So we'll just kick on to the next one, which is LA at home to Minnesota. LA have kind of changed quite a lot over the last year or two. But we've still got Buanga in the building, still got Tillman. Aaron Long's there. Eddie Segura is back, baby. Will we get prime Eddie Segura? Is it time? I'm old enough to remember when Eddie Segura was U23, Harry. Do you remember how long ago that was?
That might be before my time, to be fair.
That was when he was last playing, before he came back. Got all these blooming injuries, so watch out for him. He might have been cheap on the market. He might not have, but there you go. There's Minnesota's team. Kelvin Yeboah, the star man for them. No Robin Lod. Robin Lod, is he still Minnesota? Has he went somewhere else?
He is, but I don't really know the actual like sort of situation with all that, to be honest, because he was flying at one point. But yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. I ended up picking up a Hassani Dotson in the auctions, but he's asked for a transfer, so I don't actually know how this ultimately shakes out. But they've got a few good players. Rosales, the left wing back there. Bongo's a really good player on the right side. And then yeah, Calvin Yeboah could smash. I think he'd do really well.
He started off quite well there. He's already been in MLS. He isn't a summer or an off-season transfer. He's there for a few months before.
Yeah.
I think this was the biggest favourite in the matchups tab. Atlanta United at home to Montreal Impact, and this is like Griezmann going back to Atletico Madrid or whatever. Almiron going back there is just going to work in so many ways for me. I really like their midfield, Maranchuk and Clicky, and then behind there as well, Ronnie Dyla, MLS Cup winning coach as well with NYCFC, and his assistant manager Kenny Miller, would you believe, should know their way around the ropes here in this league. At home to Montreal, like this is probably for a very good reason the main favourite of the match day 1, game week 1 for this as well. Ronald Hernandez, one of my old favourite super rares, is in. I don't think we know who's playing left back, but there we go. And they're facing off against Montreal, who Montreal have always been pretty bad. But when they had Wilfred Nancy as manager, they kind of punched above their weight for a little while, and people were always like, "Oh, you can't write off Montreal," But they're always kind of naff, aren't they? And when you look at the team, they're going to be naff again this year, aren't they?
Yeah, there's just no stars. Like they've got some really good like American stars, in that sense, which don't compare. But like Saliba, Marshall Rutty, I'm a big George Campbell fan, as you know. Dante Sealy, he was a bit of a wonder kid back in the day, who's kind of come out. I think he was in like league, like USL league, whatever, and he's kind of worked his way back. Apoku's pretty sharp, but yeah, Herber's just a workhorse. Big Prince up front, he's big. He'll throw himself about, but there's no like DP power. There's the big issue. But it looks like Caden Clark I guess he is a DP technically, but yeah, Caden Clark, I guess he's injured. I didn't know that, but he's there, and so is Bryce Duke, who's behind Opoku. I think they're a fun team, but they're just no like real star power,
The biggest star is probably George Campbell, isn't it?
Yeah, in Sorare terms, 100%. To be fair, now I'll give Waterman's a boss when it comes to SO5. But yeah, George Campbell can punch as well, as we know.
As can Miles Robinson, who is centre back for Cincy as they host the Red Bulls this game week. Roman Solinitano back in the net again. Evander coming in to support Denke and Orlano. And I know everyone's getting excited about Cincinnati, Harry, but again, I'm getting major deja vu to when Cincinnati first came into the league and they had like Brenner and Lucho and who was their other DP, and it just didn't work. They were just crap for ages. Now, I know it's a different time and all the rest of it, but I'm not that convinced that Denke and Evander is definitely going to be amazing.
Well, they've already got 3 DAs between them, so
yeah, but
man,
okay,
I'm telling you, Denke, if you see his goal, I know they played against fucking school kids on Thursday, right? But mate, he's just too sharp. I'm telling you, like he's like the turn he did in the box, like to change his body position and obviously score. Like, mate, I'm telling you, he's ridiculous. He's gonna be like too strong, quick, and just too good. I'm telling you, far too good for the league. He's gonna. I'd be shocked if he doesn't end up in top 3 goal scorers. And I don't think that's a crazy statement because like he's been brought in for big money. But I'm telling you, like he's 10 times Aaron Bupens. Like it's not even. And Evander came off the bench and got 2 DAs in like 20 minutes. The guy's just a joke. Like he is again far too good for the MLS, I think. And Oriano, there's a bit of worry with his contract right now. Like he's refusing. Well, we don't know what's going on, but basically he's not playing. So yeah, watch out for the weekend because it's not a given that he's gonna even be there. To be honest.
Fair enough. Maybe I'm just scarred from Cincinnati in years gone by to maybe not just get taken away by the fanfare. But yeah, you're probably right. Raheem Edwards is left wing back for Red Bulls. That's actually quite good money balling by them. Some of their moves are a bit more well reported, but this is a decent wee team. They also haven't replaced John Tolkien. I don't think Raheem Edwards is a bad shout. And they're away to Cincinnati. Yeah, also I'm biased with some of the cards. I fancy Red Bulls maybe get a wee goal there. But Cincy looking good, looking strong. And from what Harry's telling us, they should be feeling quite confident and DP power should prevail, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Columbus is still searching for that Kucha replacement, which they'll probably get in the summer. So they'll have to make do before then. I mean, yeah, I think Rossi's good, but like as a false 9, I just don't know. I'm a bit worried about that front 3, even though I have Arvston and Shambo myself. Like they're good players, but Arvston was a wing back last year. I think he'd actually benefit him going into that. He's like similar to Oriano, where like he was playing wing back, probably shouldn't be. So like moving him a bit more forward, I think could be a bit, well, definitely better for SO5. I just worry that like the no real 9. And I know Kucha wasn't like I mean, he is a 9, but you know, he was dropping deep. He was built like building a play. Like it wasn't as if like he just stood up there and was just like a target man because he's just not that player. But yeah, I think this will be really fluid and they'll just be like players moving everywhere and, you know, trying to move players out of positions, get, you know, 2v1s in pockets and stuff. But Chicago have a serious front 3. Like a serious front 3 right now. And Brian Gutierrez, Cannon Acosta has been in the league for years. Like it's a 10 times better Chicago team. And I mean that, like literally 10 times from last year, which you couldn't get any worse, but like it legitimately is 10 times better for me.
Yeah, it's a pretty good starting 11 overall. Like Elliott and Gutman are like seasoned guys in the league as well. It's actually pretty decent looking, isn't it? That Zinchenko, if he's going to be in the front 3. Yeah, that could do pretty well. I think the manager's a big X factor for Chicago, but again, I've just never seen Chicago be good, so it's just really hard to just imagine it. I'd love to see Bamba do well. Kuipers, everyone's talking him up as he can score a bunch of goals. Let's see how it shakes out. But I think, with some of these players, I'm always ready to have my heart broken that they don't quite fulfill their potential. Brian Gutierrez, I hope he has a great year. Maybe I'll get one back in on the cheap because he was a guy I used to love following. And next up, we've got DC United at home to Toronto. This is a DC team. And DC are not 10 times better than last year. I would say it's probably not much of a stretch to go on. But are they better this year? They've got a different goalkeeper, or 2 for that matter. Randall Leao's now there. Can he regain some sort of form? And also Big Benteke's up there.
It's tough to say, man. They've brought in Kyrals from Hearts. I don't know. Are they better than last year? They've lost a lad called Teddy that went to Colorado, who was pretty sharp, young lad. I wouldn't say they're better. They're just different, honestly. Like, I think they're quite similar in a lot of ways.
And they're taking on Toronto. No Insigne. Don't think that surprises anyone that's been following them. Longstaff in midfield. Richie Larea still living his best life. Sean Johnson in goals. It's not really a good Toronto team. Toronto used to be amazing. Like Toronto are pretty weak now.
Well, the fact that Insigne is like that whole situation is just horrible, you know, for everyone, like the club, and it's just
screwed the whole franchise over, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just really sour. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just gone really, really sour.
Yeah, team's pretty cack now. And then we'll get Inter Miami at home to NYCFC. Everyone's expecting it to be messy time. I'm hoping NYCFC are going to spoil the party, have a wee upset. Oscar Ustari. I could not believe this guy was getting cards this year, Harry. I was so excited to try and buy one for myself on the cheap because depending on how old you are, depending on what computer games you play, you might remember Oscar Ustari is a 16, 17-year-old wonder kid goalkeeper 20 years ago on Football Manager. He is still playing. I think he was in Olympic teams and stuff like that, so he's like with maybe like Mascherano and Tevez and stuff, like he's old time, like Argentinian youth international heritage, never really made the big time. I don't know what really stopped him in his career overall, but couldn't believe he was at Miami, couldn't believe he was going to get cards this year. And it looks like he's going to start and his prices are through the fucking roof. And he's 40 or 39 or something like that. Oscar Ustari, would you believe it?
What world we live in, man? Mental.
Big Redondo and Biscuits in the midfield as well. Suarez and Messi living their best life up front. So yeah, I can't wait for Ustari to get benched or retire. I think I'd pick one up just for the banter as a wee keepsake. And they're playing my boys, NYCFC. And I fancy the banana skin to come out. I think NYC could definitely surprise some. It's not likely, of course, but I'm not going to throw in the towel on this one, as it were. I think Miami played midweek.
Yeah,
losing Santi's big, but
losing Santi is big, isn't it? It's a bit of a killer. But Maxi can do the business, and Wolf is fine, but it's just lacking DP power, isn't it?
Yeah, it's missing a De Bruyne or somebody like that to maybe come in and just elevate it a wee bit. No centre back as well. Thiago Martins is out, so it's kind of the other centre backs that are playing. And yeah, I'm not holding my breath, but Freeze is one of the better keepers in the division. Bakrar apparently has been finding the net in pre-season. There is pace on the break. There's a little bit of quality. You never know.
Yeah,
Orlando. You never know. That's kind of how I'm sitting with it. Home to Philly. And Orlando are one of my dark horse picks for the year, by the way, in terms of an SO5 stack. And I think all the main players are here. All look to be playing and opening the season. And Ramiro Enrique is not the most exciting MLS forward you're going to come across. But if you're saying I'm going to stack a 5, I think you could probably just about get away with it if the main players fulfill their potential. And at home to Philly, could be a good game to do that. Opening game of the season. Philly quite weak these days by comparison to yesteryear.
Yeah, mate, big time. No better time for Orlando to go and play Philly, I don't think. And yeah, I've gone pretty heavy into the Orlando front three. I've got all three of them outside of Ojeda would be the fourth, but he's probably the best one on paper right now. But yeah, I've got a Paslic, Angulo, and Enrique loaded up for this weekend. So, and they've got another nice home fixture next week, which plays into that. But even Atuesta and Cesar Rajo sticking around, is big. Yeah, they obviously lost Facundo Torres, but Paslic is hopefully going to be that replacement. But I'm quietly confident about this Orlando team. Like that base, that Atuesta and Araujo is like serious. Never mind the front four. So, his defense is fine. Like there hasn't really changed much at all. And then obviously kept the keeper. So I think they could build on whatever happened last year for sure.
I think Atuesta's quite slept on in the midfield rankings coming into this. But I've got to say, Harry, we are approaching 290 live viewers at the moment on YouTube. We are flying. It's got to be the most I think we've had sitting with us here. MLS is back, baby, with a bang. But we're only at 134 likes, guys. We need to fly up to 150. We need to scoop in to 188. We've got to get up there as quick as we can. We're approaching 300 followers. So viewers, sorry, I beg your pardon. So for everyone watching the show, please do hit the like button. It just means that you won't pick the wrong captain. You're not going to get any DNPs. And it means for any of the boxes that we open later on, we're going to get the most luck possible. You might not know, but Sorare own and control the internet. They love the content me and Harry put out and they want to see you supporting it. So they know you're sitting here watching it. So you can't hide from them. So just smash the like button, take your phone out your pocket, change the tab on your screen, whatever it is you need to do as we hit on 302 of you joining us live and loud on YouTube, and a bunch of you are joining us across other platforms as well, of course. But absolutely smashing it, guys. Love to see it. And Philly have held on to Wagner. Gazdag's not bad, and then they've got the Sullivan family in their ranks. But there's maybe not as much going on there as we've seen in years gone by. Austin at home to Sporting KC. This is the first time I'm looking at the Austin team. I don't know. This isn't really that good, is it?
Well, they're missing Azuni, who's £10 million worth. So put that in there as well. Because, he'll be a big addition when I think he only literally just came a couple of days ago, I think. So that comes in. But honestly, I don't think it's terrible. Like Vasquez is proven. Pereira's decent. Bakari's not bad. I don't know much about John Gallagher, but let's just call that Ozuni when he comes. Elias Sanchez is captain. Honestly, I don't think it's bad. This is probably one of the best matchups this game week, I'd say, because how bad Sporting Kansas City are.
Well, yeah, their defense definitely. I don't recognize any of their defense. The goalkeeper, of course, is a borderline meme in the Sorare community. But Jovic, Danny Saloy, Eric Tommy, they're not pushovers.
They're not, but like, they're just not great at all. Like, I'd be shocked if Austin don't get a clean sheet here, honestly. Even though that's a big statement, I guess, in the MLS. But yeah, I think they just got too much for them.
You heard it here first. Harry's called a clean sheet in the MLS. It's Austin at home against SKC.
The only one all weekend.
Oh, bold. I don't know. With SKC, I always give Peter Vermees the benefit of the doubt. He's been there for so long and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. But yeah, fair enough. You've been following a wee bit closer than I have recently. So I will bow to your intellect on this one. We've got Dynamo Dallas, a Texas derby to open up the season here. Tarbell and goals. Jack McGlynn, formerly of Philly, coming to replace Ache as being the main man in Houston. Ezekiel Ponce up front. Sviatchenko still in the building. Griffin Dorsey in at right back. Some familiar names and faces there. Daniel Steres as well. I don't think Houston. I never liked the look of Houston, and I think they've only got weaker with that transfer window that's gone by. Jack McGlynn, he could probably carry Hector Herrera's role, but I don't know. I just don't see them getting to the same heights that they did previously. Dallas are one of my wee dark horse shouts. I fancy them to do quite well this year, and again, I think Lucho is a one-man wrecking ball. We've seen him carry a really bad Cincy team in the past, like we mentioned earlier in the show. I could see no matter how good or bad this Dallas team is, he'll still put them on his wee back and still turn and shoot from outside of the box at every turn.
Yeah, man. I'm glad Dallas do have somebody like him because they need it. But Peter Musa, I think that connection is going to be I think it's going to be one of the better ones in the league as like a duo. Like I think that could be double decisive sort of heaven there. And then Kamungo and Julio, like two quick wingers. It's what like Acosta needs. He needs legs. He needs players that can get him up the field and sort of camp in there sort of, the final third of the opposition's half. And Moose is like a unit as well. Like Acosta can feed him in any sort of way, and there's going to be shots on goal. There's going to be potential goals flying in. So, the defense and that, like, that's a different story. But I think they'll score goals. I do. I just worry about like what happens, going back.
Yeah. I make you quite right on the Musa Acosta one. I think that could be really good. I'm a big Legit fan. I brought a Legit back into the squad as well. I'm hoping he can do a bit of his best life in this system under this manager. And the back four, like Marco Farfan is a decent wee card. Shaq Moore can be okay. Lalasa Bubakar can be okay. Ibiaga, you probably want to stay away from. And the goalkeeper's not too, but this is not a bad stack, I don't think, top to bottom.
No, it's not terrible. No, not at all. But yeah, I don't know. I want to see it happen first. Let me see it, and then we'll come back.
Quite a heavily stacked team traditionally on Sorare. Nashville at home to another quite stacked team historically, let's say, the Revs. So Nashville have got all their key players. It looks like Jack Mayer and Walker Zimmerman are going to be the main choice centre-backs. Jack Mayer's kind of been the main choice, but there's always been somebody else kind of mixing in amongst it. And maybe if this is the partnership with Willis, there's a bit of a defensive kind of rock there. Hanny gets all the Fanny. Mukhtar is up front, despite being a midfielder card for eternity. And again, the rest of this team does quite pick itself, doesn't it? With the likes of Moyle, Schaffelberg, Surridge and whatnot. Tagseth, the new signing, coming into midfield.
Yeah, I mean, they've strengthened a little bit, but I'm still not too high on them, to be honest. Like, I think Hanny's struggling with a bit of a knock as well. Now, that was what was rumoured yesterday, so I don't know whether anything's changed. But yeah, that New England have improved, though, on the other side. Like, Langioni, Gill, obviously Campana. They brought Jackson Ewell in. Yusuf's a decent CDM. Like, there's something going on with New England. Like, it definitely is improved. Definitely. But away, not easy.
Yeah.
Good game.
Jackson Ewell's definitely a good mid. Someone told me he was taking some sets. I think it was Laird that mentioned it. Carlos Hill, obviously the one-man wrecking ball. It's the three around him. I don't know. Is this guy been in MLS or has he just showed up? He's also got a non-kit here. Gagano.
I think he's just showed up. Could be wrong though.
Yeah, Campagna's not really cracked it anywhere he's went for the most part. And Langoni I've never heard of either. So I'm kind of sleeping on Revs. I don't fancy them too much. Maybe I'm overlooking them. It'll be interesting to see how game week 1 for them goes, but against Nashville.
Yeah.
St. Louis, home of the Rapids.
Yeah, St. Louis kind of in a similar spot, I think. I'm pretty sure they might have changed formation. I'm sure they were a flat back 4 last year, but Hartel, Lowen, and Santa Claus maybe kicks back into gear. But yeah, Hartel's the one, isn't he? And Berkey's obviously really proven, goalkeeper and stuff. But Henry Kessler, I think he might be he definitely weren't playing for them. Last couple of years, he might have done last year towards the end, but I don't recall that. But yeah, Hartel's the one, isn't he?
Yeah. Strong team. And they had a good home record, if memory serves me right, for when they've done well in the past. And they're playing the Rapids, who, again, one of my dark horse picks. And the team looks pretty strong. All the main guys are pretty much there. The defence, no Cannon and no Vines, does surprise me, just because but maybe it's down to fitness and whatnot. But Keegan Roseberry is definitely a good defender card in this league. And a double midfield of Bassett Mihailovic is just as fun as I think you could want from one team. The forwards are where you're maybe like scratching around a little bit. Kevin Cabrals and Rafael Navarro should be fine. But away from home, Zach Steffen loves a negative decisive. So who knows how this one will go.
They played midweek, Colorado. They beat LA. Jordy scored an absolute worldie of a free kick and a pen, so he started off on the right foot. I think they're quietly okay, Colorado. I'm not totally against them for sure.
And then we've got San Jose Earthquakes again. I say it sounds like a broken record, but one of the dark horse shouts we had, Bruce, Mr. MLS Arena, is in as manager, and this just looks like a Bruce Arena team, doesn't it? Mark Anthony Kay and Ian Harks, Dave Romney, Nick Lima. It's just that New England spine he's brought over to mix in with some of the San Jose boys, and then the likes of Arango and Joseph Martinez in attack. This is going to be no nonsense 4-4-2, win 1-0, 2-1 kind of actions. And I don't know. I think there's a stack here. I would not be buying Joseph Martinez cards until he scored 10 goals or something. Chucho Arango is like nailed for goals. He's like a proper finisher in this league.
Yeah, they've strengthened big time. Like they needed it because they were kind of dead on, sort of out dead for a while as San Jose as like a team. But yeah, Hernan Lopez looks like he's staying, which is a big plus because that was part of like the Acosta thing. Like Lucho might have gone there, but it didn't sort of transpire. But on paper, like there's goals in that team. Like Espinoza as well. Mark Anthony Kay is a good midfielder. Ian Harks as well. Like, yeah, I don't think they're as bad as maybe. Well, they definitely have improved. Like a lot of teams from last season on paper, Chicago, San Jose, I'd put them in the same category. Like there's definitely improvements to some of the sort of weaker sides on paper.
Yeah, I feel that. They're playing RSL, who lost Chucho Arango. That's who he used to play for. Your boy Luna, not in the picture either. And is this the weakest RSL team we've ever seen?
Yeah, I mean, Ruiz is coming back from injury. Like he played off the bench. They played midweek as well.
He's still Ruiz. There.
Yeah, he did his ACL, so he hasn't played for like a year.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's been injured. But yeah, Luna to come in, Ruiz if he works his way back in. Yeah, it's not unbelievable, as an 11, is it? But Diego Goncalves, not bad. Brooke, yeah, they're okay. But yeah, they don't light it up, do they, on paper?
I don't think so. Not this week. And I'm normally a RSL detractor, and they've proved me wrong time and again. But I think looking at that squad, I can be quite safe in that. And we've got a bit of a new look Seattle Sounders. Jesus Walks Ferreira is in the front line. Paul Areola, left wing back, and a back three.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, to be honest, because I watched them play midweek. I watched the stream. It was free on YouTube. They played again in some mad country, but they got the win, but it wasn't pretty. Like, Rusnak didn't start. He came off and got a goal. The rest of the lads all there started, but they played a back four. So, I don't know. De La Vega did start. Whether he drops out this time, maybe. Yeah, there's something going on. Like, the Ferreira addition and Areola as well are both, big additions. Areola, can sort of vacate multiple positions, as can Ferreira, I guess. He was taking some set pieces whilst Rusnak wasn't on the field, so it'll be interesting to see how that looks. But yeah, like they're just a steady Eddie, aren't they? Like they never really lose much. They gain a couple. Like they're just kind of slowly building again, Seattle towards maybe their best year in a little while, I think.
Obed Vargas getting linked around Europe as well, so he's in shop
class.
window mode. And yeah, this looks like a great team. This is a tough match, but Charlotte, Seattle quite good at home generally. Charlotte are like a really good home team as well. But this is a tough match for opening your season with if you're Seattle. No two ways about it. Zaha, Agamang, and Abada in the front three, and then looking in the engine room, Westwood and Williamson. Like that's got the two sides of the coin you want there in terms of passing ability and engine. And the back four is pretty tidy as well. And Kalina, top 3 goalkeeper in the league by anyone's measure. So this is not a good week for the Seattle Sacks to start off with. Now, if they get a win, they'll probably score lots of SO5 points, but it's not the game where you go, oh yeah, brilliant.
No, not at all. Yeah, I think this one's not a gimme for Seattle. After playing midweek, they'll have to travel back as well. Definitely not a gimme at all.
Very long trip as well for Charlotte. Illinois to Washington State is a big one. Detroit bad boy. Good to see you in the house, my man. And Portland Timbers, this is a Cascadia derby, as they call it. Portland are at home to Vancouver. This is the Portland team. They've got a Liga de Quito guy in here. Liga de Quito midfielder. Kripal still in goals. Felipe Morris still there. Kevin Kelsey is up front. Diego Shara still playing. Claudio Bravo still playing. And that's all I've kind of got to say. It's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, they signed Kelsey. They're still waiting for DaCosta to get his visa or something. So he's the new DP
guy
there to replace Evander. And Vancouver played last night.
Yep. Gold back at it with a wee decisive, a wee 80-pointer, which is nice. Yeah. So let's hope for more of that. Otherwise, this team's kind of the same as last year. I don't think there's many changes at all. Ali Ahmed is the only name I don't really recognise, but he was clearly carded last year. I don't think there's been any turnover in the squad. They've lost Stuart Armstrong, but outside of that, nothing.
Yeah, not really, is there? Not much to say about that. Yeah. Very similar to
And that's MLS. This has finished them all off, Harry boy. Now, again, we're hovering around 300 live viewers with us on YouTube, so fist bump to you all. Thanks very much. And we've smashed through. We're at 159 likes, guys. Now, the next goal is 188 likes is the next one we need to get to. So if you haven't done so already, take the phone out of your pocket, change the tab on your screen, whatever you need to do to support the show, and just help us find more Sorare scouts and managers to come into the chat and help us get that last-minute intel so that none of us get any DNPs coming into the weekend. We've just finished as well. We're now in the second half of the season 3 for MFL, Meta Football League, the open network football management game. If you haven't started playing already, you can still get into the Redemption Cup, which is open only to new users. So I haven't started season 3, and it helps you kind of get yourself up and running ahead of season 4. Click on the link that's in the live chat or pinned in the video, wherever you're watching this, and you'll get yourself a free player and you'll support the show, me, Harry, the channel, and everything that goes around it. If you get stuck, if you've got any questions, reach out to us, of course, and we'll do our best to sort these out. But we've got 40 minutes to the deadline, Harry, and we've got a lot of housekeeping to catch up with, buddy. We spoke about this last week. We might need to extend the show now. We might need to kick on an extra half an hour or something, won't we?
Yeah, we're definitely in that realm now, aren't we, with the amount of games and stuff to go through. So it's all we'll have to just.
So if you're on Challenger, I would just say get your eyes on the screen, because we might not have time to announce every match and every lineup and whatnot. So if you've been waiting for something, get the like button smashed and all eyes on camera.
Yeah, if you have to pause us, feel free to do so, because we'll have to just blitz through these. But only 4 games in the Dutch league, with 20 playing last night. So keep an eye on a couple of rotations possibly there. And then AZ played last night as well. Big thanks to Aduro, Quinny, and managed a first place in under 23 D2.
Nice, he held on to it.
Yeah, I can see. I would have won D1 by 50 points. It was
won that,
killer, to be honest.
didn't you?
What'd you say?
That Aduro was a prize in himself, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, he was. He was injured for a bit. I haven't really had too much use out of him, to be honest. But he's last couple. They've kind of turned it around a little bit, AZ, which is nice. But tier 2 though for winning just feels a bit. I know it's D2, but brutal. But in fairness, there wasn't a star on the D1 podium either, so it's a midweek for you, isn't it?
Yeah, the joys of the midweek win. It's bittersweet in some ways, isn't it?
Yeah, it used to be a lot more fruitful than it is these days. Big Gavin Bazanu still in the building. Genk versus Ghent this weekend.
Ooh, yeah, it's like first versus eighth, or something like that. It's quite.
Yeah, Ghent haven't been great, and Genk have. So, yeah, weird one actually, that one. And the Lech USG, who played yesterday against Ajax, I believe. And then Courtrai versus Cercle Bruges. You've got Benfica is the best matchup all weekend on paper. So,
wow.
Yeah, that one could be punchy.
Shelterup season.
Yeah. Gyökeres and Harder. Basically the same player up front. No Trincao, which is a bit weird. I think he's injured. And then Porto there. They got beaten there yesterday against Roma.
Yeah, Roma beat them.
Finally can launch my Nordjylland cards this weekend. First time. Apparently there's been a bit of an illness a sickness bug going through the Brøndby team. So watch out for that one. Copenhagen versus the Midgets. Big game.
Big game.
And then fly through Turkey. So what NYFC cards did you end up picking up, Quinny? Or shall I not spoil it for the video?
Well, yeah. I degened into two more this morning. One is a potential rookie that I've not got yet, so I was just like, okay. And he was like £4. So I thought for buying a rookie and getting a box, I don't mind like degenning into that.
Yeah.
And then I won't ruin the video, but there was like I got all the budget guys for the most part, guys that I just know will play it. And I had like a lot of market credits, Harry. Like I'm honestly like everything I bought was half price. And the last little bit of market credit I had, I got a captain capable guy this morning because the instant buy price get moved down. Maybe an auction went, it adjusted the price or whatever. But Hannes Wolf, instant buy went to 44, 42. And I got that with a market discount again. So I only paid 20 for them. So I seen that this morning and I was like, fuck it, I'll degen into that. I don't mind 20 quid. Because he was auctioning at like 60 or so, and his instant buy was around the 70 mark, like yesterday, the day before. So he came down, I just jumped on it. But yeah, so I won't do much more than that. But I've went for it in a budget. I kind of tally up how much I've spent as well, and kind of dovetail that with the kind of the plan of attack for the season with it all.
So I was just checking if Gala play Fenner this weekend. So I was just checking if Livakovic is due back, but it doesn't seem like he is.
Fenerbahce have got Rangers in the next round of the Europa League. Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, I did see that.
He's going to knock them out.
I did see that. Okay, and let me just go to English Champ. Borough Bristol C. Plymouth versus the Diff. Sunderland Hull. Enzo Lefebvre.
Enzo's on a big one this week, isn't he?
Yeah, at home. Nice fixture on paper. Blackburn Swans. Watford Luton and Sheffield Leeds. That's a big game. Move over to Contender. Okay, let's blitz through. All this.
Fantastic. I'm just making. I've got all my ducks are all back in a row, I think. Had to watch out for that Angelino.
Oh yeah.
Don't think there was anything else I had to be mindful of. Oh yeah, Coop Miners. He doesn't look to play. Oh, there's Angelino up there as well. Super rare. Oh, sugar.
Angelino's out, is he?
It's dodgy, so I just wanted to de-risk it altogether.
Fair. Dominic Fitz versus the Salzburg boys.
It could be good. Fitzy, the big man for the big game.
Big Fitzy. We even have Chinese Super League. Wow.
Yeah, we do. Oh, by the way, I'm looking. I wonder if my boy's playing Cyprian.
Yeah, he is he?
I just seen him on that screen there.
Nice.
I'm not taking it as gospel, but until I see him play, I've put him in a really low ranking team. I just don't want to be broken by it, you know.
Big Aaron Bupenza. Come from the pits of Egypt into China.
Pits of Egypt. I'm probably sliding Robbo into. So I need to ditch Coop Miners, don't I? So yeah, I'm probably ditching. Coop Miners for Sabitzer. Play Robbo. Okay, I think I've just about fixed all this up. Sabby.
How many teams have you got up this weekend?
36, mate, and I've only got like 3.
Holy.
Yeah, I've only got like 3 of them that don't have a goalkeeper because, like, I was telling you about all my contender keepers that are back. So I've got contender keepers even taking me into anti-stack, mate. I've got that many of them. I've got all through in season and classic rare and then anti-stacks. Where all the keepers.
Yeah,
I'm totally insane. Rolling in them now.
I think I've actually got. Oh yeah, man! I've actually got more keepers than where I can play. Obviously, I could play them in limited technically, but I can't play them anywhere. Like, I've got a couple left over.
Have you not tried to list them in limited?
I could, yeah, but I don't want to get it mixed up with like my Road to Glories and stuff and the boxes and that. Like, if I do win stuff, it gets a bit.
Roger.
Gets a bit unfair then. In a way. Tokyo Tani versus Brandon Nazawa this weekend, Quinny.
Ooh, love that.
Battle of the under 23 lads. Don't even know if we're gonna have time to get through all these. This is ridiculous. So many teams, it's a joke. Seoul. Hesse Lingard. Captain leader legend, isn't he, out in South Korea?
Yeah, forward card as well, by the way.
Does he really? I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, quite powerful, I would think.
Yeah, I like that. We also have the Argentinians. Not that I'm doing Argentina yet, but yeah, we have the Argentinian special this weekend as well.
Yes, we do. So many places to play this game week.
Yeah, I mean, like globally, you've got obviously 270 and an All-Star, and then you've got Argentinian special. We've obviously got MLS now that opens up a door. What else do we have?
Yeah,
is there anything else that's quite funky? I don't think there is. I could be wrong.
The best of Europe thing, obviously, best commons, and All-Star anti-stack, under 23s, the Division Battle, the Royal Rumble, the Vamos Argentina special. Tons of stuff going on.
Yeah, the Argentinian special will be fun.
I'm just a way to change my 0 to hero little best of Europe thing because I had Jan Sommer in goals. I just remembered he wasn't in.
Where have you loaded up your Pau Lopez?
My Pau is in an in-season rare team, so he's quite important to me. I think it's a good game, isn't it? Away to Juarez. I don't know if they're any good, but I've never heard of them. So just... There we go. I'll just take the backup keeper for Inter.
If you can hear us screaming, baby, I'm sorry.
That's all right, mate. Can barely hear anything, and I've got headphones on. So if anyone else can't hear anything, there's Probably minimal. Kind of bleed through on it.
I think. Right, we'll leave. Oh, Jesus, man, there's so many leagues. Wow. It's a joke, honestly.
That's why you need your own subscription.
Yeah, this is not doable, is it, really, in 2 hours? Like, if you want to do it you need probably 5 hours to do it thoroughly, I would say.
Yeah.
Like actually, if you wanted to speak about it, but
really preview everything.
Yeah, it's Rijeka versus Dynamo this weekend. Big game.
Oh, that's what I might do, by the way. Where is that? Oh, yeah, brilliant. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm tripping over here.
Catalonia. This was updated 0 minutes ago. So
ooh,
keep an eye on that. Peru. Universitario. Blitz through Serie B. Are you loading up your Berardi? I noticed he got an assist or something last week, or a goal.
Aye, I've got locked and loaded.
Nice.
I was thinking about this. I'll show you when I get to my teams, right? But my teams, honestly, like, I'm close to describing it as art, the way my teams are built this week. Honestly, like, wait till you see what I've got going on with my teams, honestly, across so many different things going on with collections and then teams and strategies and all the rest of it. 36 teams. I think I've only got like 3 or 4 known DNP keepers. All my teams have like some sort of way of going, and I'm fucking mad for it. I'm buzzing for it. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's unreal.
I'm tempted to buy an in-season limited just to get a wee best of Europe for myself on the go. I've got one for 0 to Hero, obviously, but I'm kind of half tempted to buy myself one just for fun.
I like it. We'll finish on Scotland.
Needs to be cheap enough, but
yeah.
Who did we fancy to have a good game again?
Boca. River Plate versus San Martin.
I liked Zakanya, didn't you? But you really need
Rosario, San Lorenzo. Not many cards. Oh, there's a couple of cards for San Lorenzo. My boys Defensia. Right, did I miss anyone? Boom. Yeah, I think that put us on to
back on square.
Yeah, we're back.
25 minutes to the deadline. You think we're used to dealing with this amount?
No, I just want to make sure we can get everything in order team wide. I do notice that what's his name's out proper for Rangers. If anyone's Suter, sorry, yeah, not proper. My bad. And then Killy versus Aberdeen. And then we finish on Hibs, the Cadden boys.
The Cadden boys on the wings.
Brothers.
Hosting Celtic, they're going to get spanked. Jota season.
Jota till we die. I love the new Jota. Well, I guess it's not new, is it? The new, like, is the new chant for Jota new, if that makes sense, or is it an old one brought back?
It'll be the old one brought back.
Is it? Yeah. Like the Jota on the wing, that one.
Jota on the wing, yeah. That was like a big hit over here.
Okay, I don't know why I didn't hear that before.
It was like an indie girl with a guitar, like an artist, like sang it. And then there's this other guy called Bems, who's like a bit of a hip hop guy. I'd never heard of him before, but apparently somebody knew him in Glasgow, and he did a wee rap to it, and then it went mad viral here. It was a big deal a few years ago. Wow. Jota on the wing.
Yeah, I like that one. Jota on the wing.
Yeah,
it's fun, that one. But yeah, Celtic team there. Quinny, any thoughts and feelings on?
I'm pretty much there. I'm still undecided about left back. I don't know what happens because Rodgers might just bomb Taylor out if he's going to be signing with Dinamo Zagreb and maybe give Schlupp more of an audition time, or there might be a midweek weekend thing because we're playing Aberdeen next midweek. So maybe Taylor plays the weekend against Hibs, and then Schlupp comes back in to play Aberdeen next midweek.
Yeah.
I'm undecided. We're left back still, but otherwise, I think the rest of the team is that you see there. And yeah, I think that's the bench. Yeah, the bench will be the bench for this. I'm really scrapping around to try and degen into a wee limited before we get into this game week to play that best of Europe. So I like my team I've got. I just need a wee limited to kick me up, but I don't want to spend more than a £5 because of the way the prize pool works.
Right, yeah.
I'll show you in case none of you have looked at it yet. If we look at best of Europe, again, I've got a video going through it, so feel free to check that out if you'd rather. But there's £5,000, and for 101st to a £5 to 500, you get a £5. So I don't want to spend more than a £5 because then I'm just going to break even by getting in there. So ideally, I'm after somebody that's like £4 for this. For the 0 to hero, we spent a £5 and we got Mitoma, which I thought was a really good in season for a £5. And then if you get into the top 100, you're looking at £12. If you win the thing, you're getting 500. The podium is very well. The top 10 is very good, to be honest with you. Top 20 and 50 worth hitting into. But it'll be super tight. And that's that's where success is. It's not like, oh, just get some essence or whatever. It's the top 500 you need to get into, And at the moment, there's 22,500 entries. You can play MLS in season cards in this. It's best of Europe with special guest MLS. So it's a 6 league competition. And anything goes really for it. So I'm trying to degen into it a wee bit. Market credits are my best friend this week. There are a couple of them, wouldn't they hurt?
Yeah, I was going to say, you seem to be rolling in the market credits.
I think, remember, I had like a bunch of box openings and I ended up being like one essence short over a few game weeks. I was always getting market credits. I just didn't really acknowledge them. And then I was looking at MLS stuff and I was like, I could get half price here, half price there. How much have I got left? I've still got another, had a wee 40 quid or 50 quid or something all in. So that was good. Zinkernackle, David Taylor was at 55% for Chicago. That is the latest reporting that we've got.
Yeah. Did you see the Twitter beef yesterday?
Oh yeah, I did. I was going to bring it up actually. What's the guy's name again? Chats.
Yeah, I can't remember his first name. It's like Chat or
Dave
something.
Chats.
His second name. Yeah.
Dave Chats, Joe Chats.
Try to come for my gator. That's not happening, is it?
No, I couldn't believe it. Gator must have been at. I did see, but it's a bit of a weird tweet from Gator to like publicly like at him and all that. Like, hey mate, but I guess he must have been patching DMs and all the rest of it because that felt like the boiling point. It felt like the straw that broke the camel's back for that guy, and he snapped, didn't he? I seen he came back. I seen you responded to it as well, and he came after you.
Yeah,
Harry boy,
that's
what's his name? Bob Bats or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just weird behavior. Like that's his job, isn't it? To fucking, give information on things that he's, in the know on. But he was sort of like, I don't not give anything out. This like anything I know, I give out basically. So don't ask me for extra. But like, how do you know if it's extra or not? Until you ask. Like, I don't know. But Gator literally just asked the question.
It's also one of those things as well of like, you don't know. And maybe he does now, right? But seeing that, he doesn't know what's valuable information necessarily,
Right, to us type of thing.
Like,
yeah.
Like he might say, oh, so-and-so isn't going to play. But it might even just be like, I don't know. I can't think of a good example, but like, we are a different audience to just whoever the Chicago Fire local soccer fans are that just want to know who they're signing and who they're selling, you know?
Literally. It's a different ball game, isn't it, of knowledge?
Yeah, so like maybe we want to know different stuff. So maybe when you tweet something out, we're like, "Oh, did you know a little bit more that you wouldn't normally need to share because who gives a fuck?"
Yeah, like he might not know that that's valuable to us. For example, like who took the set piece type of thing. Like that might not be something that he would write on normally, but he might know it. But also, it's one of those things that we would like to know because it's obviously valuable for us. But yeah, he just completely disregarded us, didn't he, as a little community? So. Yeah, all the sharks are out to get him, I think, which was nice. So,
well, he is an idiot because any MLS, any American journalist that has a Patreon service has benefited an untold amount down to engaging with Sorare community. And
exactly.
if you want to be a freelance journalist, The last thing you want to be doing is turning away people that will pay your Patreons. You know what I mean?
Mental, mate, honestly.
Like, just crazy.
Such weird behavior.
It's like job mentality, isn't it? Like, that's the way I don't know, just like, I get paid to work for the paper. So if it's not going in the paper, then I'm not doing it. Guys, we're 176 likes. We're almost at 188. A few of these have went away, but for a wee bit of lunch or something. We were at around the 300 mark, and we've lost a few of these to lunchtime. But great to see you are all still here, reining in. Kind of recordish numbers still, 260, 270 of you here. So I'd love to see it. Amazing. Who took corners during training, Andy Laird? That's what we want to know.
Exactly,
Maybe you wouldn't tell the run-of-the-mill Chicago fan that walks down the street who did that. Maybe they don't care. But maybe you've got... And again, it's business. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Like that's super nerd info that probably no one cares about, but we do.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know, just a weird nibble from him on there. So I don't know.
Indeed. But 15 minutes to the deadline. I think I'll show you my little team since I've bumped them up a little bit as being Sorare art. Is how I'm thinking of them, because I've got so many things on the go here. I don't even know where to start. This is what I'm rolling out with MLS. So I brought in... Well, I'll open the boxes, actually. I got a DJ and some boxes. Will we open them? See if we get a card?
Yeah, why not?
Where did these limited boxes come from? I'll just leave them there now. So I've got some La Liga and some Champ ones I'm trying to leave on the shelf. There we go. So how many essences in this one? 2. So we'll get 2 essence out of this or a card. Right, guys, we're at a bunch of likes. There should be a luck locked in for us. I should have 2 of these boxes as well. Essence. Okay, well, 2. And then this is the other one. How many essences in this one? Just 1. So we'll get 1 essence or a card. Come on. Let's see if we've got some DGen luck on our side. Oh, 1. It kind of delayed on me there. I thought it was going to be teasing us into something, but no, it wasn't to be. Oh, well. So I got a Wolfen, got another classic Sean John Harry. So with them changing the collection bonus structure, I can just go and get another classic Sean John, and he just gets that wee 5% already, thanks to that big, super expensive NYC collection that I've still lumping around with me. I've got one team here which I've called All American, which is just all the kind of other pieces I've got. I've got an NYCFC classic team as well, hopefully going to spoil the Miami party. And then I've got like my depth kind of teams in it behind that. I've got a limited freeze and then 2 limited Barazas that won't play. I'm just trying to get some XP out there for those teams because there's no training anymore. So just trying to push them as much as I can. Cammy Devlin, I've played him. I don't think he's a risk, is he? I think he's into play. So with MLS, it's just kind of like, it's just a bit of fun in terms of the legacy cards I've got. A wee bit of DGen onto some budget guys. And again, that's only going to work if they get an upset result. So even if I didn't have Wolf, it wouldn't have worked with or without him anyway. But when we come to the specials, look at this for anti-stat carry. This is just what dreams are made of. We've got Guardiola at City, we've got Nkunku at Chelsea, Olmo at Barca, Brobby at Ajax. That's just anti-stack heaven there. None of them are in particular situations, which is why I haven't prioritized them anywhere else.
Yeah.
But it's just the first little taste, the first little sample, Harry boy. We've got the return of the king, the return of the son of the king, Jordan Larson, 2 decisives in 2 game weeks. And he's coming for you, Laird. He's coming for you.
He's been eating for breakfast. He's come out of nowhere, hasn't he, I think?
He's back in the team. He's back in the team. And then this is just a wee fun stacker, a little anti-stack thing. Same with this one. Zach Hemming is my last priority goalkeeper. This is the last team about. He is away to Rangers. So that's kind of the barometer there. And that team still has like some okay cards in it. Probably won't do that well, but it's playing in limited. So you can only play 2 entries in anti-stacks, not 3. So I kind of ran out of that. La Liga, I've just put all the Girona guys together because they're playing Real Madrid and they're probably going to get humped. But the Road to Glory team has now been moved up a division, Harry, because we've lost the divisional structure that we used to have. And we've now got a new one. So we've kind of defaulted ourselves into Division 2 now. And Frankie de Jong looks to play. So we've got a nice little Barca Sociedad hybrid situation on the go here, which is good fun. Top prize is $800. The podium is where I'm looking at. Captain Rathi all the way. Luis Jr., I think, is my 3rd goalkeeper that won't play that we've seen so far. That's just a kind of training throwaway effort there. I've got a bit of a Leipzig spine here to go after the Bundesliga one. Baku, Haidara, Openda. I think I mentioned it before with Vasilj and Ta. And you'll see there's lots of Leverkusen, lots of Leipzig all the way through this. These are the super rare ones, I'm not really too buzzing about them. Actually, super rare. It's actually kind of really close to selling a bunch of super rares this week, Harry, if I could be honest.
Really?
I'm just kind of like, oh, like this one division thing is not going to go well. Let's see how it goes this week, but not holding my breath. I've got the little Como stack again. That's coming out for another game week, and we're putting with it Captain Teji and Amiri, who is playing at home at St. Pauli. And I just thought that'd be a good wee classic midfield to throw into that. The top team as well, good collections getting utilised here. We've got a wee bit of the Leverkusen, a wee bit of the Leon, Kawasaki Matoma as well. And that's like a D1 team that with Captain Guiri up front, I'm really hopeful can smash really big. If we can get like, what are we looking at here? A tier 2 is what I'm after. So top 32 spots. At the moment, there's 777 entries. So quite optimistic for that. But then this is not anti-stack, Harry, but it looks like it could be anti-stack. All Sociedad. But are they? We've got Urko, the wee cheat code defender against Alaves. He could maybe do well this game week. Zubimendi, Marino, who's going to be up front for Arsenal, and then Mohamed Ali Cho. So we've got a wee bit of the Sociedad stack, anti-stack thing, but it's not even either on the go there. And then again, more of the collection pieces falling into the last division there with some Sociedad, some Valencia, Sane as well, which could be good fun. And then it gets the Contender. This is all the Celtic stuff now. So top team is all in season with a classic Jota. Second team, it's a bit of a mixed bag of guys that are not really. I've got Carter Vickers, but then it's like James and Berardi and Mitov. And then the third in season team is another captain Jota. So my three captains or my three classics are Berardi and two Jotas. And again, Trusty, Wanizek, Maeda. And then in classic, look at that. Two of the same team, essentially. Just two copies. Yeah. So I'm just totally going to try and own a podium with those two guys. And then the third team is like the alt squad. It's just guys that should smash, but that are not related to Celtic. So it's kind of the hedge squad, as it were. And then in-season limited, Harry. In-season limited, where two Caspers could smash some cash as well. Kind of covering some rotations and some jeopardy with the Kuhn and the McKeown in this one. And then it's just other good options that I couldn't play in higher ranking lineups for the most part.
I like it.
And then we even get classic limited, Harry, with playing goalkeepers. Look at this. All limited.
You are spoiled this week.
Keepers everywhere. Captain Falcao's and Isaka's. Wyland Cyprien going to be playing in China. Isaka's back. Lennon Miller's back. Goalkeepers everywhere. 12 teams on all that collection stuff. All those keepers are back, all playing. And then even at the very bottom, the first team I made, Harry, was under 23 D1.
Really? Okay, that's not normally your type of starting point, but yeah, I'm here for it.
I don't really know why, but that's the way I did it, and I've not went back to revisit it. But we've went Tanny and goals, Frimmers and Wirtz, and then Cherky and Taki.
I like it. It's solid. No reason why they can't smash. I think Taki only played like 60 yesterday, didn't he? So,
yep.
I think that can work, yeah.
So, just went for it. 36 teams. I don't know how many non-playing goalkeepers do we have. We've got Van der Voort. There's maybe like 4. So, I think there's like 32 teams here. Yeah, like 32 teams here of like, I'm hoping all of them do pretty well. Luis Jr. would be 2. And the 2 Barrazas. Yeah, so 4 goalkeepers out of 36 teams that won't play probably. And all those other guys will start. Well, I'm ready for it. 10 minutes to the deadline, guys. 185 likes. We need to get another 3. That'd be great. And then we're going to be pushing on to 200. We need to push on to 200, guys. There's 10 minutes to go at the deadline. I can just tell. I can feel it. If we get to 200 likes by the deadline, it's going to be good times for everyone. I can just feel it. I don't know how that's possible, but it will happen. I can tell. Harry boy, let's see what you're cooking.
Let's do it. So MLS obviously is the main talking point, I guess, especially in Rare, hoping for that illustrious D1 position for next week. So I've got 3 in seasons going out. I've got a classic super rare, and then three classics as well in Rare. Little Seattle stack with Buanga. A couple of nice bits going on, and then the Road to Glory in there. For in season, 2 little anti stacks, not really up to too much. All Star. Literally just did that as you were speaking then, and then nothing for Prem. Big week in Champ, hopefully with the Nice boys, like I said, with the Kimmich, or hopefully that works out. Got a bit of a Marseille situation going on here. Keepers are all a bit dodgy this week. I'll say outside of Bolka. Bolka will probably end up conceding a couple now. But like, yeah, the fixtures for like Vasil, Jim Perry, not looking too good. But there might be a bit of upside there on the off chance. And then two classics. I'm banking on maybe Modric getting a start against Girona. Didn't want to waste. I didn't want to use both my D1s just in case I mess up. But look at that, Quinny. 4,200 in D2 and only 800 in D1 for classic. Wow. That's a big jump, isn't it?
That's good.
And then the same for, look at this, same in here. 400. That's mental, isn't it? Like 5 times.
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
And so they did say like 50% of the leaderboard is going to be D2. The top, like,
right.
I can't remember what the top is, like 10, 20% or something. And then the bottom division is like 30. I can't remember how they said it was, but that's it's like pyramid feel is the way I remember the way they explained it. It's fat in the middle and it's shallow at the top and the bottom.
No, it makes sense. And then you've got 228 in-season Chal with 25 getting prizes. So, 10% getting cash there. That's actually not bad, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Like, it's a decent tail. Then I've just got a throwaway challenger because I don't think classic. I don't think Livakovic plays. A couple of D1s in challenger rare, 1 D2, a couple of D2s in classic. The road to glory, lads, and then we go down to a cheeky little contender, just for the why nots, because I've just got enough players going out. Yeah, and then under 23, no divisions. I'm running it back. This was the team outside of I played Leysen last week, and Nazawa got the clean sheet. So watch it be the other way around this week. But that's what I'm going with. That's my main one. This one, I mean, it's fine. Like on paper, good players, but Brown's away to Ajax. It's not looking too great. And then managed to get that win midweek, which means this lineup is thankfully getting promoted into D1 out of the pits of D2. I was just looking, not too much Friday action for me, which I'm quite thankful for. Last few weeks I've been getting stung on that, so they're nearly 10k in D1 Classic Contender and 4.5k in season. Wow.
Big difference there, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, look at this, Quinny. There's nearly 440 players in here, right? And only 2 are technically going to win a card. Others will win Essence, fine. But 2 cards for nearly 440 players.
Didn't see super rare, eh? Ooh, I love this one leaderboard.
It's just the MLS, like the way they're doing the thing. Like, just give us T2s and just put tier 2s in there. Don't just cut it off at tier 1. I just think it's just makes, like, optics wise, it just looks horrendous.
Yeah, fair.
Like, cut it off at tier 2 and give a tier 2 to the 3rd place. 4th, 5th, get 50 essence, whatever, and then bring it down that way. But I don't know, it just feels a bit bare. Prem Classic D1 Rare is only 200 lineups. Wow. That's low, isn't it? Feels low.
20,000 entrants in MLS Classic Limited.
No way.
20,000.
I'm in season, so I can tell. Yeah, just under 4.5k in the in season. But you got to think, Quinny, there's no divisions right now in the limited and in the rare, if you know what I'm saying, because it's the division battle,
of course.
Whereas obviously in super rare that's not going to change. But mental. I'm just doing a quick check of any
4 minutes to the deadline, peeps. But at 5 likes away from 200. If you haven't done so already, take the phone out of your pocket, change the tab on your screen, whatever you need to do, guys. We're almost there. No one's going to get a DNP if we get 5 more likes. I can feel it. They did answer the whole tier 1, tier 2 thing with you and Gator. Did you like their answer?
Not really, if I'm being honest. I just think, like I get the principle of like you want to win cards that are really good, but my argument is like tier 2s are still really good in my opinion, especially in they
Yeah,
are.
but their answer was tier 2s are where they normally find problems with people being upset.
Well,
He's a
that's
tier
a
2.
prize
Why is he a
money.
tier
That's
2?
for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
For me, like that's not something that we need to like. A tier 2 should be a good card, so you need to make it a good card, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, but like I think they're getting that wrong. It should be tier 3s where it gets a bit dicey. Tier 2s, there shouldn't be any duds in there. I'm sorry, I think they kind of missed the mark a little bit there. Like, come on, tier 2 shouldn't be dodgy. Tier 3, yeah, okay, I can completely agree with you, but I'm sorry, you can't go telling me the tier 2s are supposed to, like half a dodgy. Like come on, tier 2.
Tier
I
2s,
just
yeah,
think
no, I'm with you.
like you should be really happy to win a tier 2.
But at 201 likes, guys, absolute heroes and legends. 250 of you staying strong all the way to the deadline. We've got 3 minutes to go as Harry Trades cleans up the last of his teams. And Harry, you've got 33 listed there. 33 lineups. I think
I've got 33. Yeah, I just bought a card off the auction, Quinny. Right, look at this, Alexander Hack. Okay,
Ooh.
1 of 10 for 40 quid. Guess what? Nice. I paid for the rare.
60.
Nah, literally the exact same, basically.
Oh wow, nice.
But yeah, there's
no super rare, Harry.
Yeah, I've got a couple of cheap in season MLS Super. I bought an Aliu for 40 quid as well, which I thought was not bad. I bought a Sam Vines for 20 quid, Quinny. He's injured right now. 20 quid.
Yeah.
So I'm just building a bit of depth just in case I want to pivot into in season. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not like sort of like, going to lose sleep if I don't, but it's one of them where like, it depends if I can get a goalkeeper in for a reasonable price. If so, then, that unlocks a Wagner, that unlocks an Acosta classic, If I can't, then obviously I'm using fucking Brad Goose. So it's like, I don't know. But I'm buzzing for it. Yeah, most lineups I've had out all year, probably, isn't it? 33.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it has to be the amount of keepers. It's definitely the most. This is the most active goalkeepers I've had out because I've been listing DNP keepers and stuff like that just for a bit of box farming or whatever. But yeah, I'm ready to go for it this game week. Big time, huge one. And next week, somebody was saying in the chat earlier, Russia and Brazil will be back, so there'll just be that little bit more next week.
just because we don't have enough already. But where will they go? Yeah, they'll both go into Contender, won't they now, with Brazil? Yeah. So, I didn't really think of that then, but I'll have a couple of Brazil cards actually to come back. I've got a super keeper there, which will be nice. And obviously fucking Santi. Half my MLS lads have got, Santi's gone there, so the whole Brazil, cohort have gone there. My thinking with that is I'm just going to play him in global every time I have the chance. If 270s and like I'm not too interested in playing him in Contender specifically, but if I can squeeze him into a 270 on a weekend or maybe not All-Star. All-Star's a bit too sort of just mental. But
I like that, mate, because the All-Star stuff like is quite under attacked. I think I've done all right in it when I've put some players into it in that kind of mode where it's like I don't want to play that region or my region's been closed. Sometimes that's been the way it's went.
Fair, especially for
neutral essence. If you get it out of there as well, it's just
true. Yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
It's not like flavored,
Should we have a look at the tier 2 prize pool, Quinny, for this?
Oh yeah, let's get excited. We're in the deadline, guys. By the way, good luck to everyone.
I was going to say there's a couple of MLS cards in there, but nothing too tasty. But like Carl Hein, Murillo at the top, Dedic at Marseille now, Nathaniel Brown.
I think you're going to get you're either going to get. Right, so my top 3 shouts is going to be Maza, Antman, or the goalkeeper that's at the very top.
Ooh. Does he play? Does he, this guy?
He's in there now. I'm not too sure why Okoye isn't playing, but he has been playing.
Wow. Okay. Didn't realize that. And he's only 22, so that'll be another year.
That's my shouts.
Like, look at that. Russell Rose in here. Columbus. Endrick. Ben Negren is the one I want.
Yeah. Ben Negren. Give us a bit of that. First owner.
Yeah. I'd love that. Zaya Emery. Watch me win Tolu again for the third. Well, not I would have 3 of him. I bought the first one, but I won him as a tier 2 literally 2 weeks ago. So that Hermanson's a tier 2. That would be. I know Leicester pish, but like fucking not a bad keeper to win there. Premier League keeper Van der Voort.
I'd rather win Hermanson than Van der Voort this week, just because.
Yeah, you probably Arnie Engels. I wouldn't mind that.
That'd be a great one.
Svensson, the lad from Nordsjælland, just gone to Dortmund. Talby, who just ripped up the Champions League. Kakubo.
Yeah.
There's this subside. I'd love to win a Morgan Rogers. The amount of waxing lyrical I've done on him this year, I'd love to just win one. And I don't really care that I wouldn't play him in Prem. I just want to just keep him, and have a Rogers. That'd be some fun. That.
Yeah, that's the one I'm saying my prayers on for you. That's a brilliant tier 2 win, Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, I'd love that. Actually, I really would. Lamine Kamara would be fun. Voskovic, Broby, Mickey Moore, Kusenhov, Lennon Miller. I'd love a Lennon Miller. I can't lie. I do need one in my life.
Yeah, just back from injury as well.
Yeah, that'd be great timing. Yeah, I guess it's not terrible, but look how big the pool is. Which I guess I understand what their point of view is on this. Mm-hmm. Do they need to make it this big?
Yeah, they could maybe refine it a little bit, couldn't they? Tier 2, so that's it's the guys that play but aren't rippers,
Right. Yeah. Belabor. Like this guy, I crafted Maximilian Bayer as a tier 3 this last game week, and now I guess he's not too far into tier 2 here, but he's still in there. Like, what reason? He's 15 quid, I don't know, values or whatever, but I don't know. Turan, yeah, there's some weird ones in here, but there's Speedy Jatta. The issue is, though, isn't it? The MLS lads are kind of inflated because they have all the utility, whereas the European lads are a little bit on the low, aren't they?
Yeah, under 23 is quite weird that way, isn't it? Actually, right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. No, but it should be exciting. Nice little card opening later. A couple of boxes, but I don't think I'll have enough to craft. But lads, we're locked in. It feels nice. Feels fun. I'm just excited for all my MLS teams to go down the drain tomorrow now.
Someone put a Javier Mascherano quote in the chat saying he's got no idea who's going to play for Miami on Sunday. So,
well, Messi picks the team anyway. Mascherano didn't do anything.
There you go. Yeah, I suppose that'll be it. Mascherano's not spoken to Messi yet. That's why he's clueless.
He's blocked him.
All right, guys, it's going to be a huge weekend. We didn't do a Go Fuck Friday last week. I'm on the fence whether to do it tonight. I would want to do it tonight because it's MLS and it could be some good action. I'll we chat with Harry when we're finished this, maybe someone else, see if we can get a show on the go tonight. Because for week 1 of MLS, I'd like to get back up and going. But if you guys are interested in the show, it means a lot if you tune into it because it's a bit of a commitment Friday nights, and I love doing it. But part of the content thing is people need to watch it. And if people don't watch it, then it's kind of maybe Friday night's not a good time, So I'm up for doing it tonight. So stay tuned. That might happen later on tonight. Please do hit subscribe to find out and to see what we get up to tonight. Harry's channel is linked in the description of this video. If you've been watching this show and you've not found Harry yet on YouTube, then God help you. But in case you need some help, it's tagged in the description of the video. Make sure to go over there and sub along as well. And that'll be all. That'll be all for us in the deadline show. Harry, have you got anything pending on your channel? Anything coming up? Anything scheduled to happen? Or anything
nothing.
Want us to send us to?
Well, I just started the MLS Road to Glory. I guess that's probably the only new thing around on the channel on a weekly basis. I started that on Wednesday, I think. So I'm really excited to see where that'll probably take. Well, that will take over from the Challenger Road to Glory that I'm doing when that finishes. So other than that, man, nothing too crazy going on. Just excited to watch all the football this weekend and cheer along the old Sorare lineups.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Somebody asked as well. I'll be watching MLS this year. I'll definitely do my best to watch as many NYC matches as I possibly can because I'm now thoroughly bought back in again with a new season snack. But I'll do my best to cover the league a bit better than I have the last year or two overall. But I'm looking forward to it. Thanks to everyone that joined us. We may be back live later tonight, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, good luck and go fuck everyone. Have a good day. Good luck,
lads.
Bye.